Everybody can hear us. Hear
I'm
me
so excited,
roar.
and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I like Mythcraft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty dang cool. Here, let me
You got
throw
like
up.
a book now and stuff.
We got like a book now. All right, hold on. I'm gonna bring
It's
up
not
the.
just like a series of numbers and letters.
It's not just a series of unfortunate events.
Oh, there's my voice. I hear me.
Yep.
I hear me over something.
Yeah, it was over my stuff, but here, let me make sure I can
Mm.
hear me. Oh, I
Oh,
can't
hey,
mute me
let's.
to see if I can hear me. How silly would that be?
So yeah, welcome back to Mythcraft Country, right?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and germs, welcome back to Mythcraft Country. Uh, also theys, thems, whatever else, however else you may address yourself. Welcome back. Why are you holding your breath?
I'm just waiting for my chance.
Okay. Anyways,
Better hurry. You might pass
now,
out.
now I'm gonna take more time. Anyways, uh, I'm Jeff, your Twitch master, your Twitch Torch master. But these days, or at least on this specific day, I'm more your myth crafter. I'm crafting myths. I'm weaving stories. I'm doing shit. Get ready. I vogue. Um, and normally what we have been doing here on this little Mythcraft Country show, we play this game that's kind of in playtest, brand new system that like we've really kind of started to get enamored with, and we hope that you might also get enamored with this game. But
We
tonight we'll
tried.
do things a little different. But before we get into exactly what we're doing tonight, let's get into some introductions, starting with Henry.
Hi.
Is,
All right, go ahead, Jay.
That's it. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was Henry. I'm Jay. Hi. We're not playing anything today, so I guess that is it. Hi. Like we're not like playing characters per se tonight. We're
yes,
just gonna.
absolutely. That's
Speak for
Henry.
Hi.
yourself.
That's
I
Henry
am
and Jay.
simply a character.
Uh, they normally play characters. Tonight we probably won't be playing any characters. We are of course missing Mav. In Mav's place is a
I,
book. It's a book.
I'm
Um.
playing the town character. That
uh.
means drunk.
Anyways, tonight instead of like playing the game because we're down a man and things have been hectic and we've been having a hard time with I don't know, life gets in the way. Instead, we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna show you guys what the actual book looks like. Like this will be what it looks like.
Be- yeah, because all that aside, they did just release it. This is like hot off the presses this week, right? Like
Yes, it
new
will.
new new
Yeah.
book, new
It will
playtest material.
actually. It will actually be fully released. The book will be completely released on November. Anyways, on November 10th. Trying to bleep me out, motherfucker.
I was trying to bleep out the date, keep it a secret.
Uh, the full book will be released on PDF. The full digital release will be November 10th. That's when you'll be able to get your grubby little mitts on it. But because we are special, and by that I mean we provided the money to help make the book, we have access to it now. So you can look at it right now on our stream. We're going to go through it. We're going to commentate on this, on what the Mythcrafters Guide, or not the Mythcrafters Guide, on what the core rulebook is like and what it looks like and kind of how fun it is, and make fun of how we think things looked compared to how they think things looked, so on and so forth. So fuck it, let's just crack into it. Jay, first
Yeah,
off, let's start with look how good this
it's a good
fucking
cover.
this cover is.
It's a
Look at
good cover. I like it establishes their art style right off the bat, and I dig that, and it stands out.
it. It goes straight into the establishment of the art style. It's bright, it's colorful, it sets a tone. It's like not super
It
bright.
Something about the art, they'll see it as we go though, that I've noticed. It's while it's bright, it also has it's dark while still having a lot of
Ominous.
color to it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it even though it's colorful, it still has this like darkness to it, which definitely when we were building characters and what I was just telling Jeff before we started. There's a lot of like weird stuff in the world, which we're also going to talk about right tonight, Jeff. You have world information that we didn't have before.
Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah. We'll discuss a bunch of that
Yeah.
stuff.
All right. So yeah, Mythcraft role playing game.
Credits, copyright. Actually, no. Go through the credits.
Yeah, shout them out. These people
All
made
right.
the game. We're enjoying
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Let's go through the credits. I do also want to start. I do also want to say, if looking at the title, the cover, not the title, the cover. They do have an affinity for a certain color palette, including purple. So like that's fun, isn't it? All right, so let's quickly read the credits. Mythcraft was created by Grant. Milk. Nathan Hurd.
Hey, need
Apologies,
some milk.
Grant. Apologies if we got that wrong, Grant.
Sorry, Grant. Really, we are. I'm not good at pronouncing names.
We're not good at taking anything seriously either, so
Oh gosh,
You get what you
if that's
get.
what you came here for, turn around now. Grant Milk, Andy Hatfield, and Jake Neese.
just passed over Nathan, huh?
I was
Nathan
gonna
here.
say.
No, I said Nathan Hurd. I said
Nah,
it,
heck
but I
with
didn't
that
say
guy.
it twice. I didn't say it twice. You're right.
Okay.
Nathan Hurd, you're important. You're special, and I want to make sure everybody's heard about Nathan. Additional development by Maddox Smith. Artwork by
Maxton Smith. But
whatever.
Okay.
Maxton Smith. Additional.
Hey, we gave them money. We don't owe them shit. Read the names how you want to read them.
listen. It's an interpretive dance called my mouth. Artwork.
I'd love to dance with that.
I bet you would, you queer. Artwork by Aaron Fitzgerald, Michael, John Bilodeau,
Yeah, Bilodeau.
Bilodeau, and ampersand Austin Brady. Cover art by Austin Brady. Kickstarter support by this might have us in it. Kickstarter support by Heidi Milk, Ali Beleza, Terrell Nye, Emily Folger, Cody Smith, Ryan Shields, and Tony Zacharias. I'm going to say Zacharias. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Special thanks to Alex Gum, Ali Beleza, Cody Smith, Ellen Martin, Terrell Nye, Pippin Caladier, Ian Davis, Katie Frank, Sarah Hurd, Nathan Buckley, Bo Mahoney, Celeste Sweet Hayes.
Okay, I don't know any of these people. I'm done. I'm sorry. You're at the bottom of the list. You obviously don't matter.
Fair enough.
Scrolling down.
Scrolling down.
You're like the people at the end of the credits of the movies. Nobody knows who you are. You're just happy to be on the credits.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Digital
absolutely.
access here.
Yeah, right?
Digital access.
Quick, scan the thingy.
Scan it. Scan it quick while you
Pro-
can.
probably shouldn't show people that. That might give
Nah,
people
well,
access
whatever.
to something they don't.
I don't know if it goes to anything yet, so who knows?
Who knows? Table of contents, which I'm gonna say right off the bat, huge fan. This wasn't in the playtest material like at all, and it was
Correct.
difficult to find shit. And big ups to this edition. Thank you guys.
Yeah, table of contents. Hey, little known fact: table of contents, fucking useful. Like
Yep.
in everything, in every book you could possibly want to read, fucking useful. Put it in all the books.
Yeah. So the character creation doesn't look like it's changed much. I'm gonna get to
Rolling
the good
forward.
stuff if
Not
you
gonna
don't
read the
mind,
forward.
and that's
Yes, that's all about rolling stats. All
the
that stuff. Remember it.
races,
The fun stuff is
want
the arts for the
pictures.
races. Though I do like
the
the
lineages.
quick start guide. The quick start guide is like you passed it. There it is. That is like such a helpful little fucking 1-page summation of everything you need to do to create a character.
Yep.
It's like boom.
Yeah.
There it is. Figure your shit out, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Though maybe I'm the only one who cusses so much. CD, thanks for coming by, saying yo, and sitting in the corner and lurking. I love it. Go
Love it.
CD.
I'm gonna
Alright.
stare at you while you sit over there. By the way.
All right, everybody, shut the fuck up.
Shut
Because
the fuck up.
this is what made me excited to make a Brunei. This image was in the original playtest, and then they removed it. And when I saw it, it was just like a black and white sketch of this dude. So now he's in full color, and I'm just gonna bask in this, and I want everyone else to share it with me because I love him. I love him so much.
Not only do you love him, but when
I
he
basically made him.
yes,
Yeah.
but when it came time to describe what his character looked like, he was like, "I made a Brunei. He looks like that little picture of the Brunei."
Yeah. I'm not. I didn't fucking break the bank. I'm probably the first person to play a Brunei, live on Twitch. So
Honestly,
I went with
yeah,
the I went with
probably.
the original. I went with the
Yeah,
You know
original.
what? You know what you are? You're the first person in Torchlit to play a Brunei.
that's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm a first. I'm certainly a
Firsties.
first. So yeah, love the Brunei.
Love that
No
shit.
notes. No notes. More of
Zero
that,
notes
please.
on the Brunei. Zero notes.
Love the race. Love the art. 10 out of 10. And then Dragon Folk. Did anybody read up on Dragon Folk at all? How are they different from like
Oh
D&D?
yes, I
You're
did
muted.
read. Oh, hold on, I'm muted. Yes, I did read up on Dragon Folk, and so one of the things that's really important about dragons is, according to the first time I read it,
They fly.
no, according to the first time
Whoa.
I read it,
I mean, he's got wings. He's probably right.
dwarves made dragons.
Dwarves made dragons. Like
Dwarves
made
made
them?
dragons. Made dragons. They made the first couple. Then those dragons, which were like kind of
Go
like
dwarves.
gods, basically, then went off, made several more, took over a territory, and the territory in which they took over, people became dragon folk. That was the original thing. I do not know if they changed it since then, but that's what they wrote. That's what it was at first, and I was like, "Whoa, really?"
All
Yes.
right.
Oh, here we go. Let's read it. I'm reading through it.
I mean, we can.
Hold on, hold on.
Should we read everything out for everybody? I don't know.
Not maybe not
Do they-
everything, but just like
Okay.
if things interest you.
Well, I
maybe
mean,
talk
like
about-
mainly, how much of this book are we allowed to just let people fucking sit on
we
or
can give them a
whatever?
little tease. We can give them a little tease. You know, on the continent of Gathandia, in the first super eon, a stalwart nation of dwarven warriors managed to fell an enormous Kaijan. Using elder rune magic through ancient artifacts they only partially understood, they reanimated the corpse of the Kaijan into a new creature. This was the first dragon. The dwarven leaders of this nation mastered the craft and created one more dragon, whereupon
Okay, yeah.
the artifacts broke in a tremendous magical explosion, preventing the
That'll
arcane
happen.
creation of any more dragons. However, the two dragons had 7 offspring, and the 9 dragons departed from the dwarven kingdoms to claim their own territory. These 9 true dragons, glorious and immortal, and these are the 9 true dragons, glorious and immortal, and from them all drakes, wyverns, winged serpents, and the like have descended. Dragonfolk are a proud and mighty remnant of an ancient kingdom ruled by the immortal 9 dragons. The inhabitants of this lost kingdom were once human and other humanoid lineages, and the first generation of dragonfolk were transformed from these lineages into their dragon like bodies through powerful arcane magic cast by the 9 dragons. So, those all dragonfolk are descended from people who were just regular peoples, and then the dragons came, they were like, yo, we own this spot, and now everybody's dragons.
I just want to shout out for how hard the line "Immortal 9 Dragons" goes for me. That's very good.
Love that. It goes hard.
All
Immortal
right,
9 Dragons goes
dwarves.
hard.
Dwarves, love
they're
the art,
dwarves.
love the weapon.
Do you want me to read
Nothing
a
real.
little blurb on the dwarves?
They're dwarves, man.
Dwarves
I
are
mean, what's
dwarves.
new? What's different about dwarves in
Okay,
Mythcraft?
let's see if there's anything different in the first little blurb here. Stout and hardy, dwarves are the masters of the subterranean realm, where their ingenuity and natural affinity with the earth see them digging mighty underground cities and building long-lasting civilizations.
Dwarves.
Endless dangers prowl the lightless caverns, and dwarves have
Nope, nothing new.
well-developed
Hey, man.
mastery.
Hey,
of
when you
trap
make
and
the
defense.
perfect race, you don't need to change it. You know what I mean?
Move along.
It does appear they're essentially the same.
They are very the same
He
because
does
you
have a
cannot
cool
improve
peg
on
leg,
perfection.
though.
That one has a cool peg leg, and I like his sword. That sword, cool sword.
Sword, love the sword.
Love the
This
sword.
dude looks like
Several
a
different types of
problem.
dwarves,
Is he
including
playing whack-a-mole?
hell
That's
yeah, he
definitely
is.
whack-a-mole, right?
He's like
It's whack a dagger.
Yeah, right.
Whack a dagger.
You play it with your bare hand.
That's a fucking dwarven sport if I've ever heard
That's
of.
a dwarven game. Elemental.
All
Roll down to
right.
the elf. I want to see that one. It's
Hold
the next
on.
one.
Yeah, all right. Elemental is cool race, not very interesting art. No offense.
Yes. Elementals, you know,
Elf.
they're what you think
Ooh,
they are. Elves. Ooh.
pretty
Not what you
skin.
typically expect from an elf.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd flirt with her.
It honestly looks like a
You'd flirt with anything,
genasi.
Jeff.
I would try to romance her in Baldur's Gate. For sure.
That means nothing. I've
Yeah.
killed civilizations to try to romance people in Baldur's Gate.
As have I.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it means
And the next one. This one really caught all of us off guard.
I don't think she looks like a Genasi. I do like the skin tone playing with the purple. I think she's supposed to be a star elf, as there are several different types of elves, including forest, plains, mountain, and star. But she looks good. She looks
okay,
good. You know, I think that's fun.
okay,
Also, this little
okay.
elf heart here at the bottom, where it looks like she's leaving her body. Isn't that
Yeah,
neat?
I like the little sub arts or whatever. They're very neat.
Oh, speaking of stars, real quickly, just a little
Oh,
tidbit,
yeah.
little tidbit about the world that they have built here. So, in Anserra, which is the that's the way I'm chosen to pronounce it, which is the world that they built here. It has 5 moons, and 3 of them have ecosystems that could support life. And they basically tell you you could just build those out however you want them in any situation you want your people to go to one of the fucking moons, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Also, because it's meant to take place in the second super eon. In the second super eon, after the first one, there was a rend in the sky described like a tear in a curtain. Yes.
Mythcrafter, what's a super eon?
Oh gosh, a super eon is, to put it to put it bluntly and probably wrong. Uh, Actually, let's see if I can just read the super eon. Okay.
In the meantime,
Anacera's
Fiend
history
Bloods.
can broad history
kinda
can be
fast.
divided into 4 super eons. Each transition into a new super eon is marked by some kind of momentous event. The setting for Mythcraft's first adventures is in the second super eon. So it's basically like a era. They just call it something different. This is
So
the
wait,
era.
so real quick, they say that they've mapped out 4 super eons, but the game takes place in the second.
Correct.
That's a weird flex.
The first adventures take place in the second, but they do give you all 4 super eons in the Mythcrafter's Guide.
Okay.
They have a whole
Interesting.
timeline. They have Super Eon 1, Super Eon 2, Super Eon 3, and Super Eon 4, and how you get to them all mapped out.
All right.
So you could prospectively be anywhere in those. But because you're in the second, there's a tear in the sky. They describe like a tear in a curtain. Normally,
we just blew over that shit during the one-off, huh? That there was a fucking tear in the
I
sky.
didn't know. You couldn't see. You can't really see it during the day.
I mean, it's been there how long? Who even looks up anymore?
Who even looks up anymore? Right. During the day, you can't really see it, other than the fact that it is a cloudless area of the sky for the most part. It says that some clouds can go over it, but it's mostly cloudless. But what you can, when you really can see it, is normally at night. It's a cloud-filled sky. You just see moons. That's it. But where the tear is, you can see the only visible stars. Is inside that tear. So I think that's kind of cool. Moving on, because it looks like Henry's going to sleep.
Henry wanted to talk about Fiend Bloods because, yeah, like he said, me and Henry both.
Yeah, I think we all kind of were like, "Whoa!" when we saw this art.
Yeah.
Would you say taken aback?
Taken aback,
Well,
I would say. I would say taken aback.
I'm curious how Jarrus. I always picture Jarrus with a hat. I don't think the hat's gonna fit on this head. This
I
head's.
didn't picture a hat.
I picture a hat every time.
I don't know why you pictured a hat, because I never
picture a hat.
described a hat. I did describe horns, but never a hat.
Just seems like
Yeah,
a
I
hat
was gonna
guy.
say,
You've told me a lot of stories about Jairus, and I always picture he's a hat guy. It's
Is-
because he's such a like 18th century boy that I
Is
feel
it
like he
because
has to have one of
you
those.
personally have an affinity for hats?
he does.
Yeah, hats are great.
You know, first rule of Black Powder, everyone has a hat. He does like
Yeah.
hats. That being said, I think it's because you picture him something like that the drow from the Tales, if anybody's familiar. You
Oh,
don't?
you think Jarlaxle? No.
Jarlaxle, who's well known to
No.
have a hat. Jarlaxle always
Uh,
has a hat.
completely different hat
Ostentatious.
though. That's like a pirate hat kind of a thing. Nah, not me. Nah.
No?
No, I,
I
the
figured
hat
the
changes. Bowler typically.
is I know why. It's because I was
He's such
always
an
wearing
18th
a hat
century
in
boy.
the beginning.
That's probably why. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I had visual stimuli. These things
Yes.
are terrifying. I'm pretty sure that thing has a belly, like mouth.
It does not have a belly mouth. It just has very interesting designs on the armor. I'll do a little bit of read on the fiend blood so that people
Is
get it.
that armor?
It is armor.
Yeah, look
It
at
is
the
armor.
shoulders.
It's got
Okay.
pauldrons. All right. The fiends of the inferno are a brutal and cunning lot whose thoughts and behaviors are far beyond the comprehension of mortal beings. Those that act beyond instinct feel nothing of love, appreciation, or admiration, and their dealings are always of a transactional nature. Those foolish enough to bargain usually find, to their horror, that they do not receive quite what they expected. Humans are goddamn dog, are particularly susceptible to fiendish influences. Fiend bloods result. Goddamn dog.
All right,
Result.
fine. We'll move on to the next one.
Dog
Oh, we're
doesn't like
skipping a
fiend
few.
bloods.
We're moving on to the one it wants.
So here's what I will say. Well, hold on. Yes. What I will say, going back to the fiend blood, I won't finish it, but basically, it's the mixture of humanoid blood with fiends. One of the things I think is very interesting is you have several different what is the word I'm looking for? Like sub lineages here. And with the sub lineages, they actually describe what they're supposed to look like. So some of them probably do look a lot more like that. So for instance, there's the sanguineth blood.
Sanguineth.
Uh, they
Hey, hold on. You know how he said we were gonna make fun of them a little bit? They're the blood. That's what that means. That's the blood.
mhm,
That's the blood.
they're
That's the blood fiend blood.
the blood fiend blood. Hey, it's blood make blood place. We're full with blood. Blood. Uh, the sanguineth blood must forever fight against their baser urges of excess and indulgence to define their heritage. They are typically, this is what's interesting, they typically appear mostly humanoid, the most humanoid of the lineages, as the fiendish influences usually come through subtle ways. Uh, Slit blood red eyes are often the first signs, followed by extra long double jointed fingers.
Hmm,
Um, those that
interesting.
embrace their blood might have limbs that look quite long
Honestly,
and
too.
sinewy, and
I
teeth that
I
appear a little too pointed.
I feel like that one's more terrifying to me than the art. Actually, I'm imagining that person, and that's some uncanny valley shit going on.
So this is what Jairus is. He's the Sanguineth blood. That's why he looks less fiendish than some of the others. I did describe him as it said blood red or full black for the eyes. So he has the full black eyes. I did describe him as having uh, extra long arms and the sharp teeth, long and sinewy teeth. I didn't describe him like that though, because that's icky. Sinewy teeth is just a weird way to say things, and I don't like it. But they do get way creepier sounding. Um, the Melaneth are, let's see, boop, 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 boop. I think he's a Sanguineth. Hold on, let me double check. Let me check his.
He is.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
he is.
I remember when
Pretty
you
sure.
introduced him.
Oh no, he's not. He's a Koloreth. we'll get to the Koroleth. Koloreth.
Okay.
The Melaneth fiend bloods usually have wispy hair of black or white, shriveled features, a dour nature comes with the
It's
blood.
Withers.
Many Melaneth fiend bloods find unconscious stirring in their souls when the opportunity for a deal or imparting of witness or dark wisdom arises. The fucking witness, Jesus. This is the one that Jairus is. The Koloreth fiends have a singular desire to dominate or slaughter any who stand in their way. The threads of this notion often weave their way into the lives of the fiend bloods. These individuals are physically imposing. This is what I did. Sorry, I was going to give him the long arms, but I didn't give him the long arms.
Oops.
Excuse
Sorry.
me for not remembering. They're physically imposing. Typically, they typically force their way into positions of leadership. Horns and spines are common, along with curled claws and thin lashing tails. I did not describe him as having a tail, though I hadn't really ruled it out. I did say he was big, broad. He had claws, horns,
Yeah.
teeth, blood. Just
I pictured
blackest dread eyes.
stereotypical, tiefling from whatchamacallit, because I know that was your original shit. So
Of
and
course.
that's the one that's most like that.
I did
There's
leave
one
the
more.
spines out though. Spines is also icky. There are two more. The other two are there's one more here that is the
Ooh,
Flimmerglurblum.
this was real bad.
Flimmerglur. Oh, I'm not even gonna try anymore. Um,
Phlegmarith.
Phlegmarith. These
Phlegmarith.
are the grossest sounding ones. Phlegmarith are
Mm-hmm.
the source of all known illness and disease, and those that share their blood might enforce this idea with sickly pale skin, skull like features, and any number of swollen knots or nodules.
Lovely.
It's surprising, then, that most whatever, fiend blood show unusual strength of body and, and will that belie his appearance. So they're gross and sickly looking,
So it's blood-blooded,
blood blooded,
black-blooded,
black blooded.
cholera-blooded, and phlegm-blooded. That's what we
Black
named
powder.
our demons. Black powder. We got the melanin-blooded. They just don't get sunburned. That's nice. That's
Yep,
cool.
that's what we got.
And then
That's what I got going for
and
me
then
as
we've
Jairus.
got a whole race of demon kin that just have cholera, which seems real rough.
Actually, never mind.
Um,
I have cholera. Got the
you
cholera.
have
Watch out.
cholera. You've
But
got the cholera.
the reason I chose that one was because of the transformation, the Warbringer. When you do this blood transformation, when this feature is activated, you can spend 4 AP to inspire up to 2 allies within 30 feet to bring death and carnage.
Oh shit! I didn't see that side of dude. You're hacking right into that mic.
I know. I
I didn't
tried
see
not to,
that
but I
side of
couldn't.
Jairus.
Those allies do an additional +2 damage whenever they hit an enemy for a number of rounds equal to your charisma +1,
In the
minimum 1.
in phlegm, yeah, cholera and phlegm.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. I like them. I want to play a phlegm blooded next. I'm gonna be a little fart boy. I'm gonna be a go Gotham.
Little fart boy.
Little shit demon.
Little shit. Little shit demon.
Golems are playable, and that's dope. This is where your Warforged lives, everybody. If you're
Well, there's multiple
transferring
places
from,
where your Warforged lives, everybody. So it doesn't just
oh
stop with
really?
the golems. Yes, there are multiple places for a Warforged, but I think golems are the most interesting because they are traditional. One and two, having read the original version of this, if you cast the spell to create a golem every day for a year, or every you cycle it every day, every time it needs to be cycled for a year, you get a golem. You can literally make one of these guys if you're a good enough caster. And I think that's fucking killer. You can be like, there you go. I wished you into existence. I willed you into existence.
Short Kings.
Short Kings, the halflings. Look at how broad that sword is. I
It's
also,
so beefy.
it's so beefy. He's got such arm strength. I also
And
appreciate
then
like the difference in art style. Like, look how sharp and clean the golem is, and then go back down to the halfling, and how it's kind of more rough looking. It's a
That
weird detail, but it's there.
or that halfling has not shaved in a few weeks.
He's unshaven, and for whatever
Handu,
reason, and
Mav's character.
yes, Handu. I love his little human hands. They're not furry. It's not like werewolf style. Those are full on people hands.
I mean, he's got human feet too. Look at them boots.
Yes,
There's
look at
no
them
way a dog
boots.
foot goes in them boots.
Which I will say, I already knew that, right? I already seen some of this art, and Mav uh describes oh, what's his stupid
Jorn.
Jorn. There it is.
Jorn.
Mav describes Jorn as having not humany feet. And
Correct.
I was like, well, technically, but I didn't want to bother with him. I was like, live your race the way you live your lineage the way you
Well,
live.
technically, your tiefling wasn't right either. So let's just back
Oh,
off.
you fucking told me.
Ooh, I skipped over a lot of like the black and white art when I was scrolling through before. That's mean looking.
That's spooky. But
And
I like
then
it. That's what Mav looks like.
the dude. Chances are people will play this. Although I have to say, this is the first game where I have no draw toward playing like a standard guy. I'm like one of the people who's like, I'll play human because I like being a regular guy when everybody else is playing like fantasy races.
I'm just a regular, everyday,
Listen,
no motherfucker.
This
I
is
have
the
no
most
interest in this
regular
man.
guy that has ever existed. This
Yeah.
guy, he's got like a good credit score, but for some reason keeps fighting in this bar
Yeah,
for no reason.
I'm naming him Brent. We talked about it off the
Brent,
stream. His name
yes.
is Brent.
It's
This is
Brent.
Brent. Yeah.
It's Brent.
Yeah.
Brent is like, you know, Brent is the Chad of this universe. He's the
Would you call him a Brad then?
No,
No.
Brad is like he's the one who is like first in line to inherit his dad's money. Brent is like the second child. This is not Brad. Brad is a villain. Brent is just a guy. And that's who this is. This is Brent.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He like he's his family doesn't have a lot of money. But they're doing all right. You know, he's in tatters, but like it's because he's just a fucking slob. Whoa, zooming in on it, right on
Yeah,
the crotch.
Actually, you know what? I think we should call him Danny.
Danny.
Daniel.
Daniel San.
Daniel San.
The LaRusso.
I mean, he looks a little bit more like what's his face? Who's the bad guy again? What's his goddamn name? I even watched Cobra Kai. What's his fucking name?
You mean the hero of the story?
Yes.
Never mind. That joke's been beaten to death.
Yes, it has.
I don't remember anything about Kedek. Is this Khajiit has wares?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming, yeah, Khajiit. Khajiit has wares.
This is Khajiit has wares. All right. What I do want to say briefly about the Kedek is that this art for the Kedek is absolutely the most. If anybody's ever watched Log Horizon, it's an anime that exists out there about being stuck in a video game. This guy looks just like one of the characters there. Like this art, not just like in like exactly like, but enough like it's more invoking of that than anything else. Like all the versions of like Tabaxi or your Khajiit or whatever, they're very cat-like, but this one still kind of sells very human. But he just says meow for no reason. You know, like yes, I would like to cook a good meal. Meow.
Meow. Did you just say meow?
Why would
What?
I have said meow? Meow. Meow. That doesn't make any sense. Love.
And to hell with that shit. Kleppen.
Clapping. This one is a bunny.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I want to talk briefly about Kleppen. Here's the thing that, as far as lineages are concerned, this is the only thing I don't understand. Well, maybe not the only thing. This is one of the more major things I don't understand. There's 3 or anthropomorphic races: dog people, cat people, and then Kleppen. And it appears as though they went we could keep going with the different types of animal people, or we could just make one to catch the rest of them. And then somebody was like, I love that idea. And
Let's cut the fat a little bit and just mash these together. I like the fact that they did that because it's a little animal, dude. You just give choices. Let people build their own. Like you were saying that I guess typically there's only rabbits and squirrels. You said is
It
like
doesn't
the base.
say
the
there's
art
only
It
the
doesn't.
rabbits.
art
Oh, okay.
only
And even if you read it, it says,
the
uh,
art only shows a
like the
rabbit and a
common
squirrel.
squirrel, while others have tall pointed ears and long feet, like a meadow hare, still others hold resemblance to badgers, beavers, or raccoons.
Yes,
Gotcha.
so it's basically any small woodland creature: badgers, beavers, raccoons, of the like. It could be anything. Like obviously, Henry read that and he was like a raccoon. Um,
Yep. Well, I like anything that lets you like like, hey, here's your box of toys. Build whatever you want. That's a fun
Yes.
race. Build
yeah,
your critter,
it's definitely a Lego race for sure. Build it however you
which
want.
this game is great at. Like all of the stuff has that kind of vibe. Even with the ones that seem like they're laid out, you can basically build your dude a lot. It's really dope.
I just want to say the one thing I would touch on for Kleppen is they originally had different character art, which the change in the art is fine, but I feel like picking the rabbit
Over the
was
squirrel.
over the squirrel or any other kind of uh different animal, because the cool thing about the Kleppen is that it is a myriad of animals, whereas the Haragon exists in D&D.
Mm. I wonder if they're
So
trying to capitalize on the Haragon a little bit because it's popular.
I mean, I'm not sure. I just think the cool thing to do in that situation would have been to have multiple uh forest creatures in the
In the art.
art.
Yeah.
So if you scroll down, there actually is another. They have the black and white one
Yes.
that has different
Yeah.
creatures. Which in our chat you can't see, but luckily enough you can see it pretty well on the stream. Um, which it appears to be a badger and maybe another squirrel. What I
Like a
will say,
mouse, maybe. Yeah.
maybe a mouse. What I will say about the original art is that it was a squirrel in full armor, and it was very silly looking because he had very big feet,
Oh, I loved it.
and he had for some reason a large cod piece, which I thought was just a weird choice.
Where else is he gonna keep his nuts, Jeff?
Fair. I guess if you're really just
Anthropomorphic?
anthropomorphizing, correct, a squirrel, it would be accurate to give him fucking big old nuts.
Yeah, you
Squirrel
gotta get.
nuts are
He has to.
giant for no reason.
It doesn't have to be blue. He just needs somewhere to keep his nuts. Okay, like
Nuts.
he's collecting them all winter. Ooh, this is new.
Yes. So
No,
there was art for
just
the
the art.
Redeem. There was art for the Redeem in one version of it. The very first version had art.
Correct.
For
I
the
don't
Redeem.
remember. I don't remember the Radine at all. That must
Mhm.
not have leaped out at me.
It must not have at all. And as I discussed, there are several areas here where you can take your
Warforged.
Warforged and shove it. This is the second, right? Golem is easy. It's made of like nature, rock and stone and clay or whatever, like fucking the old Jews used to do. But this one is technology based, heavily technology based. This one is supposed to be like a type of technology that doesn't exist but super advanced. Like doesn't exist any longer but super advanced.
The ancient the ancient city of Atlantis
Yes.
kind of
Yes, it
shit. That's
actually
cool.
says the
All right.
ancient Avardri, Avadri,
Of Avadri.
Avadri have vestigial traces of power throughout the known universe. The world of Ansera is rich with these slivers of power. Sometimes, under rare circumstances, this legacy manifests as a living humanoid entity, something between a magical artifact and a breathing biological person. These are Radine. Bless you.
You're just so bad today.
Sapient traces of powers long forgotten.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Marriage between psionic technology and biological flesh. They said that word, psionic. Got to slip that in there somewhere.
Yes,
Cool.
psionic,
All
because it
right.
is
All right.
important, as psionic is one of their magic sources. So these guys are kind of like part of
But
their original
that's
magic source.
that's still
Oh,
not
no.
even the Warforged.
I mean,
There's
it's a
there is
type,
one more.
right?
There is one more.
And you're
Oh,
about to
is there
stumble on it.
Yes, hold
the
on. Let's look at
remnant?
this little black and white photo first. Go up, go up. Look at this little one.
The,
Look at these all
the hell happened to
spiky and
you,
moving
bruh?
crazy. It's fucking wild. I like it. All right, here we go. The last one, the remnant. Now,
The
see,
real Warforged.
so here's the thing: Warforged could be kind of described any sort of way, and none of these are are very close to being a Warforged. But this perspectively is the close to being what a Warforged is like in D&D, in the Dungeons and the Dragons. To read a little bit of their description, long before sapient creatures began building their civilizations, ancient and long forgotten deities sculpted Ansera. Their tools were powerful machinations of magic and technology, shaping and maintaining Ansera's storied terrain. Eons later, shards of these tools lay forgotten, abandoned by their original purpose. Now, with the advent of widespread magic, sometimes these shards, these remnants, find themselves awake, and with memories that blur and blend together, these wandering souls seek out an esoteric something, whether that be a master or true freedom. Most cannot describe in words, and in words of any mortal tongue. Remnants are highly empathic and often sensitive to the emotional energies of the people they surround themselves with. So I think one of the things that's most interesting about these,
Yeah, I don't. This isn't even necessarily a Warforged, man. These things are like technically like it says that you're any tool or like it can be the remains of anything, an ecological manipulation device, an arcane observatory, a dimensional gateway. They're
yeah,
literally just like you could play a sentient workstation.
kind of, yeah.
I am a sentient bag of golf clubs.
I mean, yeah, there were tools that gained
Yeah.
sentience, basically tools that were very advanced tools that basically had some version of sentience that decided
Hmm.
to wake back up and build forms of their own or take form of their own. And I think, like I say, there's nothing that's really truly a Warforged. This is maybe what's closest, but this is so far beyond what a Warforged is as well, in my opinion. Um,
I dig it because like I said before, this is like a grab bag. It's like a build a thing. If it's this one is for that meme, right? I want to play a sentient sword that, is being held by a dude. It's this. This
this
is
is
the
it.
race
Yeah,
that you want.
absolutely. This
Yeah.
is the race for that. What I also like that they put in it is that they are empathic, because because all the rest of them, right? The rest of these, you could play one as very smart, you could play one as that like very dumb, or you could play the golems don't have to have a lot of inherent intelligence. The Radine might, the remnant might have would likely have high EQ, which means as opposed to being like, I don't understand your human feelings, which is what a lot of people do when they go
A lot of
that
robots,
route,
yeah.
he'll be like, you being around you makes me feel sad. Are you sad? And like, how fucking fun is that? Turn that shit on its head. That I think is
Yeah.
way cooler.
I just realized something that I want to uh, notate here.
Uh huh.
Control F does work in here as well.
Yep. It's great. This is better. Satyrs. It's a race. It's a satyr.
It's a satyr, but wiser.
Yeah. I unmuted right for that. Right on time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the worst tonight. Anyways, satyrs, they're basically satyrs. There's nothing
It's not
different
just
about
tonight.
them.
It's not just tonight, guys. Trollkin though, this was my runner up for a character. I
Oh,
like the troll. I just like the troll
this is
dudes.
my first for sure when I make a character that's not going to be like my DM character or whatever, I'm going to make
Your
a troll kin.
DMPC.
Yeah.
Sorry, your MCPC.
Yes, my MCPC.
Yeah, we
When I
gotta break
make
the
one
habits.
to play in a game that's aside from this stuff, I'm for sure going to make a trollkin. This is my first choice for like, I made Jairus because Jairus is like a character I've made in several different editions, several different ways.
You could play him in your sleep.
Exactly. But this, when I fucking get there, I'm gonna make a trollkin. They seem like the most interesting to me.
Gonna make that Trollkin barbarian or some shit.
Some shit
Just
like
go
that.
for it.
Just fucking go for it. Fucking full
Once again,
send.
some of these art is just very good. Where you just see it. It's like I want to play that guy. That dude looks dope. I'll play
So
that dude.
like
Like
trollkin didn't have art before too. This is the first trollkin art.
Oh, they didn't have art.
Correct.
Oh,
They did not have art
cool.
before. This is the first
Oh, I
trollkin
love it.
art, and I really enjoy this.
This one's very good.
The only thing that bothers me about it a little bit is that it is more orc-like than I would have liked. I think they could have been more inventive with how it looks based on description. Because it is, it's got the tusks and you could have been a little more. You could have done more. Is all I'm gonna say.
Well, no, I don't know. I like the large ears. I like the trolls with hair is not something you typically see. I dig that. You know,
Yeah,
like
I'm with Jay on this one. I don't feel orc out of that.
yeah, I feel like it's got its own vibe.
Honestly, if I'm gonna say anything, it's to a T because there's, if you guys are familiar with League of Legends, Trundle, who is a troll. Jay, you could probably Google him if you want and bring it up. It's almost like a spitting image.
Trondle. Well, you didn't get that.
Didn't get that. Images. I'm worried. I've got the safe search turned off.
Yeah, but there you go.
Let's see what happens.
So it looks very similar.
If that
and he is
load.
I don't know why it doesn't want to load. So
it is quite literally
I
the
get the
Troll
vibe.
King.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is. I think
Even down to the armor.
I think there's some definite similarities between this troll and
I do-
other versions of trolls, including like wild
I
trolls,
see
stuff
what
like
you mean,
this.
where it's similar to like the orc, right? But I think that's they don't have orcs
No, there's
in
no
this
version of
particular.
orc, so I mean that's
So this is their orc. So like,
right.
And they're also, I think they're trying to go for their own. They're not trying to copy the look of other games, so they're trying to establish their own troll.
Right.
What trolls look like, right? And I like it. I dig the color of it.
I think it is very troll-like. I think, which is like if you want to base on the old descriptions, trolls I believe are Germanic, old Germanic descriptions of trolls. It is very, it is a lot like that in a lot of ways. I think maybe they could have extended the face a little more to give it sort of more that Germanic feel, maybe a little older, maybe a little different.
Wanted them to look a little bit more monstrous, maybe. I dig this.
I feel like the monstrosity factor would make him more ogre-like. I feel like the fact that he has the normal facial structure makes it less.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's trollkin, right? This is literally supposed to be a mix of human and troll. So like, the fact
actually,
that
let's read a little bit about it. A relative of the mystical Brunei, the hulking trollkin are well defined by their brown green skin.
Is that the color you guys went for? That didn't look like that color.
No,
looks like gray.
That's a definite gray. Their
It's a
brown
definite
green
gray.
skin, long pointed ears,
olive gray,
and protruding lower tusks. They often sprout thick manes of mossy green, which again, didn't catch that in this art. Mossy green, brown, or black hair, none of those colors, in fact. And long...
some artist was drawing this fucking badass, and then they like showed him the description of Trollkin, and he was like, "Fuck you, this guy's dope. Put him, him on there."
Hold on, we're gonna catch another thing they don't have. And long claw-like nails on their four-fingered hands. First off, no nails. Second off, too many fingers.
Too many fingers.
This art is in fact incredibly inaccurate.
Hey man, tieflings. Not all tieflings have tails.
I guess. This ancient lineage has existed on Anserra for millennia and has a long history in the mythos of the isolated north settlements, colloquially called bridge trolls. They're not of Trollkin; they are the trolls.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
there are many tall tales of growling Trollkin demanding tolls or asking complex riddles of those who wish to cross the bridge under which they resided. What these tales often neglect to mention is that Trollkin are clean and meticulous in the upkeep of the places they live, and most local settlements welcome the well maintained and reinforced bridges they relied on for trade and travel. Trollkin, such as these, became valued members of the community, often accepting food and company in payment for defense against hostile creatures and brigands, or for there are few things a trollkin values over a safe and quiet home.
So Trollkin are probably rampant in the city we were in.
I imagine not because it says they live under the bridge, um,
It says they maintain the bridge.
and
And
live under
also,
it.
we were under the bridge.
Yes,
There is an under the bridge.
there is an underbridge, so they might exist there. I'll tell you, I've read more about the world, and they do not mention that. But they also mention
It's foolish.
one of the things
No
they
wonder
do
that
mention
bridge is
about.
gonna fall. You gotta call in the experts.
Well, I don't think that bridge is gonna fall, because it's got lives on it.
There's no trolls. No troll can on it.
Also, I
It
do
doesn't
want to
say
point
no.
out that I did lie. I'm sorry. I know I said that we were under the bridge. I was not. I was finding a ladle.
I would say that one of my favorite things about this is that they really lean into the fact that Brunei come first. And if you asked people, hey, what's a troll can look like? They would probably already have an idea of what a troll would look like. But since Brunei were first in the book, trollkin appearance visually bear resemblance to Brunei. Brunei are your basis for what a trollkin should look like, not the other way around, which would totally make sense to me because nobody, if you said Brunei, would have an idea what you were talking about typically.
I
So
That's another thing that I kind of have that I would take issue with this art is that this art doesn't invoke any of the Brunei features either. They're supposed to be similar. Now again, this art's fucking wildly wrong. If you read the
I
description,
mean,
wildly wrong.
I
But
mean, no horns. Brunei's got horns.
the description doesn't say they have horns. But I would definitely, if
Actually,
I
that
were
might be
to,
a helmet he's wearing.
yeah, um, I would definitely, if I were to make a trollkin, not make him look anything like that because I'd rather be closer to the description. But I think they're a cool race. I would definitely make one. They're super cool.
Hey, look, it's Grim.
Ha ha! There he is. They also didn't have any undead uh, art, so this is the first undead art. It is Grim. He's back. Another edition. I did strongly. So okay, I want to say two things. I'm going to say two things, and I'm going to make it very quick. I love the idea that there's an undead race. I love that more people are doing that. Trendsetter, thank you. You're welcome. Two, never mind. I'm gonna say three things. Two, I considered remaking Grimm. Three, the only reason I did not remake Grimm is because one of the pre-made characters, I fucking kid you not, is an undead trollkin, a fucking trollkin skeleton named Grim with two M's, and he's a ranger.
You can find
Scrolling
him
through it
now.
now.
Look.
Oh, it doesn't have two M's anymore. It did. It's one M.
Did it really?
Yes, it really did.
Just like they're gonna they're onto us. They're gonna fucking sue us. Torch the Tavern's gonna come for us.
Yeah. That's a fucking trollkin skeleton named Grim. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
The fact that it's a trollkin. You guys have seen our show. Hey, if you've seen our show, you have to say so. Give us a shout out.
Please. But that shit really got me. I was like, what? Looking through the pre-made characters, just stunned. What?
Oops, lost it. Hold on. Nobody look at our stuff.
I can shut that down real quick. Hold on.
No, we're good. I'm back in it.
All right. Let's player one, right? Let's player one space. Okay.
Page 47.
There you go.
Undead. Yeah, cool art. They're undead. You can make like a vampire dude or a skelly dude or whatever dude.
I think you can basically only make a skelly dude, but
This guy's got blood
no,
drinker.
blood drinker. You're right. It could
Like
be a
that's
vampire.
I don't know about like the look. Frankly, when I GM, right, if you make characters on my table and you want a certain look, like I'll be like, fuck it. What do you want to be? Let's figure out how to make it work,
Of course.
So
We've done it many times.
Yeah. You want to be the undead? Yeah, you can have flesh. Sure. Let's talk about it.
let's
Urku.
talk
Oh,
about it.
so
This-
you were right. There is yet another anthropomorphized animal
I
man.
knew there was another one.
This was my backup to Kleppen.
The Urku. There's no pronunciation thing here, and some of the other ones have it, and I think that would be useful for this.
Urkau. I like Urkau.
That's
I
fun.
think it's Urkau as well.
Urkau. I am of the Urkau.
I am of the Urku.
Do not call me a bear. Put out that fucking fire.
That was a good joke, Jay.
You're welcome.
Fucking good one.
Bear dudes.
They're bear dudes.
They have the right to bear arms.
They're
They
the only
also
ones, in
can
fact.
bear the pain. So I'm glad to hear that they are also in it for the puns as well.
Hell yeah. They can bear arms. They can bear the pain. They can be between 6'6" and 7'2". Just so you, in case you're curious.
Between 6'6" and 7'2". No small bears here.
Mm-mm. No, there's no fucking Care Bears around here, motherfucker.
Oh man. Hold on. There's more abilities. Bear necessities.
Hell yeah.
Bear the pain 2.
Hell
Urkau
yeah.
claws. Then what else we got?
Bear hug.
Bear
Yeah.
hug.
Mm-hmm.
Is bear hug
It's an
fantastic?
Urukau claws, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, that's all we got. Nothing about putting out
Parental
fires.
instinct.
Shame.
Motherland's discipline.
And that is erases.
I like the
Yark
I like
kinda,
the little Urukau black and white one where it's like protecting
Yeah.
somebody and getting just fucking lit up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then you can get into, so one of the things that I really like about this system that we'll get into very briefly. No, go down. It's the last one, bud. It's the last one.
We're done. Urkau's, that was it. That was all the races.
Just see
He
the
wants you to show that art right there.
art. Oh,
Which one? That one?
That one.
yeah, look at how cool that looks. It's just like, I'll protect you. Oh,
Coo-coo-coo-coo-coo.
no.
That they stole that. That's Brave. That's like one of the final scenes in Brave. I've seen that movie.
In Brave.
You just need to add a
is-
shit ton of hair to the girl. Yeah.
Does the bear get stabbed in the back with the American flag? Because that bear did.
How do you know that that's the American flag?
It's got the stripes.
That's-
And
Oh.
what other flag would it be?
I mean, 90% of flags have stripes. I'm
This man's insane. He's gonna lose all of that once he gets out of the military. I promise you. Anyways, I've seen it before. I've seen this before. All right. One of the things I love about these books is that they give you so many different little helpful things. Now, obviously, there's like when you go into the value system, that's similar to something that they do in 5th edition, but I think that it's got
My Hondu showed up.
that's kind of fun. Your Hondu showed up.
This is new, right?
the
Values.
quirks.
the
The value
quirks
system,
system?
I think, was in the other one.
Was it? I don't remember reading that.
Yeah, it's just something that you can kind of use if you want to help build out a character a little better.
It's really helpful for people who haven't made a million characters like probably a lot of us. Where I don't need the help to give my characters quirks, though I do
No.
like. So a little inspiration is always good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be helpful. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not. Okay, good.
No.
No, you're good.
I think it could be helpful, especially when sometimes you get to the bottom of the barrel of ideas and you're just like, fuck, what am I going to do? And in that situation, you definitely, stuff like this is very useful, without doubt. I do love the BOP system. I think I was actually just talking the other day about like how backgrounds in fifth edition don't really matter, and sometimes you try to make it matter, and like sometimes it works.
Yeah. They're more the quirk than anything. Like when you pick your background, it gives you an extra skill, which is nice, and some like this and that. But for the most part, after character creation, it doesn't matter. Whereas when I picked my background, it helped me figure out my character. That was when the whole goof about me being a lawyer. I was like, I can be a barrister. Like I was thinking I was gonna be like a druid, but I was like, that's kind of dull. And then I fucking rolled into this, and I was like, and it
Well,
like had all these
yeah.
extra
So
skills that you get from it, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a
what I
like a
love is
lawman.
what I love is the whole BOP systems, right? So like backgrounds in fifth edition, like they kind of equal nothing, right? They give you, like, for instance, you give like, if you have like the folk hero background, you're supposed to have more positive interactions in certain places, and like some people use that, most people don't. If you have like a criminal background, you're supposed to be able to fence anything. Most people never come across that issues.
I mean,
Those issues.
you have abilities, you can use them. It's just nine times nobody thinks about them because they're very RP. They're role play abilities, which leaves them very up in the air. You
But what
know,
I like about these backgrounds are not only are they role play, like for instance, these are speaking specifically about the backgrounds. Not
they're
only are they
concrete.
role play, but they're sort of concrete. They help really lay the groundwork for who you're going to be, right? You
Yeah,
were talking about the barrister. That's a profession, but like having a background, the difference between your background and your profession can really change you in a lot of ways. Like I chose for Jairus to have the criminal background and to have the criminal profession, but I could have gone a different route and been in turmoil with my background, and that's something that you can kind of, it plays out in how the character plays, even if it's only a little, and can show up later. So I think I really do think that's kind of an interesting thing, like as far as it helps you with your skills and like what you're
if
doing.
they are listening, just a shout out to whoever did this book. Please make a larger differentiation between when professions begins and your backgrounds end, because that is identical to that, and it's supposed to be a different section.
Yes, I definitely would have highlighted a first
Underlined
page.
it or something.
I would have given it its own page to be like professions now. And we're
Yeah.
into professions.
I do want to touch on one thing. I know it's not related to any of this, but uh, Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned how people don't normally touch on backgrounds.
Yes.
I want to
In
throw a
D&D.
little bit of kudos to I'm trying to remember her handle.
Who's?
You know who?
Are you talking about Katie?
Yes,
Katie Mischief?
Katie Mischief
Katie
is.
Mischief.
There it is.
Okay. Katie Mischief is the only person in. Granted, I haven't played a lot, but I've listened to a lot, and I'm not a stranger to D&D as a whole. The only person that I've seen actually utilize backgrounds.
Yeah, Katie, in our most recent game, especially, has definitely utilized the backgrounds from fifth edition and made it matter. And I think, like I say, sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. I will give a big ups to Jay because what Jay did to help integrate our characters in ways beyond what you normally could do. He made us all, for Black Powder, he made us unique backgrounds, which gave us stuff,
Yeah.
which built us out so that
Yes.
it worked like a background should. And in fact, Jay's background was far better than anything that
Yeah.
I've ever been given
Uh
I'm just saying, as far
by
as like
Wizards.
pre-constructed
Yes, of course.
background
No,
and
of
its
course. I get what you're
utility.
saying. I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
because I am a DM of who plays different games, I would wholesale steal this some of the stuff they do for backgrounds, and just if you insist on playing D&D and you don't want to move to Mythcraft, like you should, because that's what I'm going to say on this stream. Because fuck it, they aren't Hasbro, so yeah,
Yeah,
buy their
they
shit.
definitely are not.
Don't buy Has. Uh, but like so just the fact that there's like more investment, it's not just a choice you make it, first level and then you never think about it again. You can actually rank up if you, as I'm scrolling, you see that there's like ranks to the stuff, right? Your job, you can be a con man, and you can start a scam, and it
Yeah,
has like rules for how much money your scam brings in, and then
absolutely.
that like ranks up,
They
and
covered.
like, and each one of them have that. It's
I
very
think
neat.
one of the things that they really cover really well here is downtime, and downtime is one of those things that's so often forgot in a lot of other systems, but it is like a necessary part of keeping things rolling. And I think that
Yeah.
this is very well covered in in this, and even like when you read into like the Mythcrafters guide and like how it plays, you're supposed to give like you're supposed to cover like at the beginning of your sessions, like if you finished like an arc, you go or a let's say quest path, you would go like, all right, have some downtime, have like a couple weeks where they're allowed to do whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they want to do, whatever that is. That's when you can add in your professions. I like the idea of backgrounds and occupations being all wrapped
Gives
in
you
with
something
each
to
other.
do right out the gate. I know what I
Right,
like. Hey, what do you do? You want to do at downtime? And when you're level 1, it's like, I got no money, nothing. Let's move on. Let's go to the next quest.
right.
You know.
No, and it
But
gives
now
you
it's like I make fucking 1d10 plus 10 silver coin. Let's go. You know.
right. No,
I,
absolutely.
I run my business.
You run your business, you do whatever you're doing, and like it. What I think is kind of most interesting about it is that it doesn't push it. What's the best way to put this? Almost any game I play nowadays, most people that I've played with are reaching for this in whatever system they're in. They're like, oh,
Mm,
I think I build a character who's like a da da da, but he also is a blacksmith or a merchant or blah blah blah.
yeah.
They incorporate this
I
into their
played a
game.
game where a friend of mine just wanted to be a spice merchant. He was trying to fucking scam his way to being the best spice merchant in the area, and that was his only fucking character goal. Because we were traveling from town to town. He's like, I'm gonna buy the cheapest spice they have here and sell it in the next town. And I was like, okay.
Right. And like that is something that I like I say I see appear at tables time and time again, and it doesn't matter the system. And the fact that they included it in the system, I think is really a smart choice on their part. Really, I genuinely appreciate that.
I it's underrated too. Like downtime, right? Like we said, it's like you can do it. Any DM can like wing it. It's like, oh, you want to do a thing? Let's RP it out. But like it's really underestimated how much quicker that shit will roll if there's some laid out rules. You don't
Yes.
have to argue about how it goes down. And 9 times out of 10, if it works well at any table for Dungeons and Dragons, it's because, particularly in 5th edition, the DM homebrewed some shit ahead of time
Yes.
to make it work. And the fact
Absolutely.
that they've actually included it right out the gate, it's great. I love that about this game. This one of the reasons why I do look forward to playing more, like legitimately playing, as opposed to just running this little
Yeah.
module, which was very much on rails. And it was like, there's no need for downtime. We don't know what we're doing. There's no overarching
Right. Well,
anything yet.
and
But
what I'll say is when we get back into it, that's definitely one of the things I want to handle first is downtime. I'm gonna say like
sure,
some time has
time
passed.
skip 2 weeks.
Right,
What's
some
up?
time has passed, and like I say, it's very broken down in this system that that's what you should do in between adventures. Have a couple weeks pass, do downtime stuff, and the best part is that there's, like you say, there's no fucking dickering over this shit. It's like, what does it allow you to, what does your occupation allow you to do? You do that. I'm not going to
Yep.
be like, maybe if you sold enough things, you'll get blah blah. Nope. What's your shit
I
say?
don't have. I don't have a real job. I chose thief. Okay, you're a rank 1 thief. Given 1 day of thieving in any medium or large size settlement, you earn 2d10 SC, silver coin, with a 10% chance of being discovered by the local authorities. Now that's cool because that allows for actually like RP shit to bother the rest of the group. For each day spent thieving in a given month, you gain an additional 10% chance of getting discovered, which accumulates for each day spent performing this action. 2 days leads to a 20% chance, 3 days leads to a 30% chance, with no upper limit to the likelihood of getting discovered. If discovered, you gain a -1 community goodwill, and the local authorities immediately know your description and will seek you out for arrest or recompense. Hey, Mythcrafter, you probably read, what does the -1 community goodwill mean? That's a mechanic that we didn't deal with.
So we did deal with it. You guys got goodwill at the end of your
Yeah, but
but
I
it's hard
don't
to
know what that meant.
it's hard to yeah
Like,
it's hard to handle. So what Goodwill with the community will do is it basically it'll just lower the DCs of certain things. Like if you wanted to like
Hmm.
haggle or
Oh.
things like that, having community goodwill means you get less hassled in any situation where
Oh.
maybe you could, or you get more leeway in any
Is
situation where
that
maybe you
is
could.
that a party stat or a character stat?
Um,
Community
it can
goodwill.
be both.
I would assume
Based on
character.
what I've read, it can be both. Like for instance, if you all get community goodwill, like you did for doing the mission that you did, you all got it.
Huh.
So it's
Huh.
basically your group.
I
But
I didn't see a spot for that on the character sheet, and I feel like maybe it should be. I guess depending on which community you're in, it should be up to the DM to track. But
right, it's kind
because
of
you're
up
gonna
to
move around.
the DM to track. You can also track it yourself. I think what I will say is that I think the character sheet is lacking in a lot of ways, but specifically in space. This game gives you a lot of stuff you could do and a lot of things you might need. And as much as I like the basic design of these character sheets, it's hard to write all that shit down in the space allotted.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that I get better the more you get the you play fifth edition long enough, and everybody knows the fucking stats for Fireball, right? I don't need
Right,
to write down my Fireball spell. This is all alien to us, right?
right,
And if there is a standard language for the way they've written things, I haven't quite parsed it, and I feel like that might change things.
absolutely.
But but I also did notice that one of I'll say the flaws of the game is that each ability is so unique that you essentially have to learn the whole thing. Like there's no standard language, and it's just, oh, it does like 2d8 and it's a radiant damage,
Yeah,
everything is unique, which is great, but at the same time that does make it, like you said, like it would really benefit from a program like D&D Beyond, where you could just hover over the thing and it would tell you what it does,
I mean D&D Beyond. Thanks to the people at Wikipedia, not thanks to Hasbro in any way, shape, or form. D&D
Did the
Beyond.
people at Wikipedia make that?
They sure fucking did, bud.
That was the same company?
Yep. And then Hasbro
I'm
bought it.
so glad that I give Wikipedia money.
Yeah. So
I donate to
those
them.
are the people who made D&D Beyond.
And
Hilariously, totally unconnected to Hasbro.
then they bought it
And then they
and
bought it.
turned it into whatever.
Uh, which is why there was no digital support if you bought a physical copy, which you might have thought like I thought like this is bullshit. What the fuck? Then I realized it wasn't made by the same people. It's much like
Yeah,
Roll
it makes
Twenty
sense
does the
when you
same
realize
thing.
that. And
Um,
yet, now they own it and you still don't.
yeah, that's a little bullshit, but whatever. Um,
A little.
Little. Just a little. Just a
uh,
little. We're
so
anti-capitalist here, everybody.
that's
Hi.
true.
Fuck
Um,
Hasbro.
but what I'll say is that they did definitely break not the game the mold when they made that system, the D&D Beyond system. But it is it is admittedly a lot of work for anybody to do that. If they just made a very smooth PDF that you could just put everything in, that would work equally well for me. Like if I could
Hmm.
just type everything out and it just had allotted spots. Like right now I could
Yeah.
edit the PDF version of it. That's a pain in the ass. I want to be able to be like click the box, type the things, click the box, type the things. If
I mean,
that were a thing that they did, it's game over.
I
That's good enough for me.
I understand that Hero Forge was sort of the model for D&D Beyond. Hero Forge was a very popular character creator, and it ported like all sorts of games. Hopefully Mythcraft gets ported to something like Hero Forge, and that might be something we look into in the future if we start playing a lot of different games, because I want to move away from anything that's, you know, Hasbro owned. So I'm looking for alternatives from D&D Beyond anyway.
Of course,
It's
yeah,
just such a good fucking tool, and I need everyone to make tools like that because it's game changing.
absolutely.
Berserker. Oh, what the? Is that an Urkow or a?
I have
It's
no
fucking
idea what it is. I'll tell you that much right now.
Honestly, it looks
terror.
like it would be a Kleppen.
Yeah, it might
You
be
think it's
a.
a Kleppen?
It might
Might
be.
be a bat. Oh, it's the Badger dude.
Yeah, it could be the Badger dude. He's
Ooh,
got little clawed feet. He doesn't have boots on. Um,
yeah.
I do
What the
quickly want to
fuck are
go into
you?
this. That's a cleric. He looks very silly.
No, no, that is a man who's playing as like he's role playing chess.
He's
That's
well,
Rook.
no, he's a rook. All right, and that's fine. He should be a bishop, but he's a rook. I do quickly want to go into these. I guess we're going over them right now.
Say that to his mace.
um, so I think that the classes are a lot of fun too. They're basically things you know, but also they're not. Berserkers, you're kind of like your rage based fighter. I think Berserker's always been a better name for it than Barbarian. Barbarian is fucking I don't want to say racist, but it's like so inaccurate. Um, Cleric, solid. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's
Uh, Mage, I love mages. I love the way they describe magic in this. So mages as opposed to wizards, I fuck with it. They're basically the same thing, but I really fuck with it. I also like this little dragony dude. This little dragony dude with his mask for no reason. Who doesn't fuck with that? Um, Oracle. Oracle is a fun like original where you've gone too fast. Go back to Oracle.
I'm just scrolling. Hey man, we can't talk about everything in the book.
We can
One, I think the people who make Mythcraft might be mad that we're giving all this away for free, but also there's just so much. It's a big book.
The game is going to be free, so I don't
want to be here all night.
Oracle's fun. It's a different version of. It's sort of a combination of several different things from things we know. It's original. It's fun. Pugilist is a way better name than Monk. Monk is kind of racist.
I mean, Monk's bad, but I don't love Pugilist because Pugilist is very specific to me.
And Brent, right there, has a name.
That man's
Charlie
not
Cobbler.
Charlie Cobbler's good for this guy. That other dude was Brent. This guy's a different dude. I don't know. Charlie Cobbler works for me.
Charlie Cobbler does work. I do like
Charlie Cobbler will rock your shit, but he says uncomfortable things to women.
Like it's clobbering time.
Huh?
What?
Like it's clobbering time.
Yeah, that's what he says to women. Yeah, and then he punches you in the mouth.
Hey, look, it's Grim.
It's Grim again. Look at him.
Look at him. There he is.
See,
Grim.
We're gonna
Monster Slayer.
You guys will be hearing from our lawyers
shortly.
Rouge, very cool.
Rouge.
Love a good Rouge. Look at his dagger work. The dagger work.
He's so lanky. Is that supposed to be? Oh, I think he's supposed to be one of the tieflings. Actually, that's why he's weirdly lanky. Because they said that one had like weirdly long limbs.
So when I first looked at that art,
it's the blood.
For a second, if you scroll back up, it looked like what I'm assuming is a shawl. Now looking at it more in detail, I thought was like a blade coming out from his tricep.
I wouldn't call that a shawl. I'd call it way closer to a tabard. But yes, I could see that.
Well, I mean, he's got spikes shooting out of his arm, and I thought that like this one looks like armor, but this one doesn't so much. The one at the elbow.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, the bracer looks like armor, but the one below does not. That's why I'm thinking that might be one of the Fiend Bloods.
Yeah.
Is that a Brunei?
Look at how
that might be a Brunei.
Tiny their feet. It's gotta be.
There's no halfling. Oh, there's no gnomes.
Yeah, no gnomes. Gnomes are missing, replaced probably by the Brunei.
Probably, yeah.
These tiny little legs. These legs barely even exist for that tinkerer.
Yeah, man. Who needs legs?
Troubadour. I
don't
also
need to
think
go
is
anywhere.
Fun. Troubadour is just a fun other word for for what's
bard.
Basically a bard.
For bard. Yeah. This one is a weird one.
Yes.
The vessel, which is basically their warlock. It's their like you have power from an outside source and you are just the conduit.
I love this version of it though, because in like every other game there is no mechanic for like, hey, how good is your relationship with that? Like there's literally like I've never read any book where it's like, hey, if you happen to go against whatever your pact bringer, whoever your pact provider is, they'll fucking cut off your internet. Like I've never seen that, but this has stuff like that.
They do that, but there's also another one that they talk about is that they might be stealing it from their magic source, their patron. And like as you get more powerful, you might risk getting the attention of the person you're stealing power from. And that's neat. That's cool. That means that you can play that like dark fucking evil powered warlock shooting off demon spells and summoning dark forces. but you're a good guy because I'm stealing it from the bad people. I'm just using this, like it's neat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, I think that one's a lot of fun. Warrior's Warrior, and look, it's an Urukai. Not an Urukai.
Urkow.
Urukao.
He looks so happy.
Ha ha!
Look at him.
I love him. He's my favorite.
He's so happy. I'm not sure if he's happy to kill me or if he's about to give me a hug. It's
Okay,
very uncertain.
I think this is funny. Looking at the Urkow, one hand on the sword, very humanoid. Go back to the Urkow. One hand on the
Sorry,
sword.
the witch is making me feel a certain way about cat chicks, and normally that ain't me.
Well, you said witches are supposed to be sexy. Anyways, one
They
hand,
are sexy.
clearly hand-like, clearly humanoid. The other one peeking from behind the shield, clearly not. And what happened there?
Do you really not know?
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to the RPG law of
Are you telling me my
of
hands aren't hands?
no,
I thought my hands were hands.
it's in an RPG. Your aesthetics will match the necessity at any given time. It's why hot girls, when they put on full plate armor, they're uncovered because they're still going to get the stats for the full plate, but the aesthetics cannot be touched. Right now, he has
Fair.
to be holding a sword, so he has to have a human hand.
The same reason
That shield hand doesn't need to be a human hand.
the same reason that in Baldur's Gate, if you take Gale's underwear off and put it on a girl, she gets a top.
Completely different underwear. Yeah, completely different underwear.
Strange. I've never done that.
Yeah, you can move their clothes
Liar.
around. Hey,
I
pro
promise you, I've
tip.
never moved anybody's underwear or clothes
You can move
around
their
in-
underwear.
in my
You can move their
playthroughs.
clothes around.
I've never done
It's a dating and dress up simulator, Jeff. Please play the game right.
I'm sorry, I
Um,
wasn't playing Dolly dress up the right way. My bad.
yeah, you were probably wrong. Pro tip: take fucking Will's clothes away from him and give him a Asterion shirt. He wears it better than Asterion does. He rocks that shit. It suits him. That's just
No. I've kept Asterion's clothes as a trophy for killing him
no.
immediately.
Oh, that's right.
Take-
Yeah, well, give them to Will.
Take Karlak's pants off,
And
Bear with
put them
me.
on yourself.
put them on yourself,
Yeah, that's what I did.
because those are the best fucking pants in the game.
They're pretty great.
My
Pretty great
guys
pants.
get the Yankee just ripped.
I
Just
agree,
no
they're
shirt.
pretty great pants. I will also say, here's a fun thing that you have to really keep in mind: boots count as fucking armor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's upsetting. I'm a barbarian and it sucks. I have given up on unarmored defense. It's too hard to hold on to. Back to the
Really? I
it-
did it for her the entire time.
no, I gave up on it because the armor my armor is so much better than having unarmored defense because
Yeah,
like
it's
they
so
don't give
hard
you
to-
enough.
Yeah.
Never mind. Pivoting back to this, I want to
Yes,
fuck
pivot
this
back.
bear. Just like in Baldur's Gate, we're gonna fuck this bear
Hell yeah.
and witch. I love this.
The
We're gonna
witch
fuck the
Witches are
witch
is
too.
sexy.
everything you said a witch should be. It's sexy.
Yeah, and
It's
disconcerting.
powerful. It's woman, even though witch is not gendered.
Which is not
I think the witches are is a fun class too. It deals with that sort of spooky ooky magic a little bit, but also a little bit of that nature magic. I like it.
Why does she have 3 toes and 4 fingers?
Well,
need a
because the
thumb.
fourth. Okay, so first of all, it's 3 fingers and a thumb, and the thumb of a cat is typically behind the bracer there. So
Yes,
true.
it would be the dew claw.
Yes.
Listen,
I'm
unless-
aware.
Hey,
I
hold
have
on,
cats.
Hold on. Cats can be polydactyl, which means they'll have more fingers.
they can also grow extra. Like they're developing thumbs as we speak. We need to put them in their place
I
before
have
it's too
seen
late.
many cats with thumbs. They look like they're wearing mittens because they're polydactyl. They get a little, they get extra. It's crazy.
Anyway, she might have a missing finger or two because, like, cat's
No.
claw probably went into the last potion. So
Oh, wait, go back.
what?
Look at what's dangling from her spear.
Magic? A raven's head?
It's definitely a.
It's a
raven's-
little mouse.
Is that what it is? Okay.
No,
I
it's
think so.
definitely a raven skull. It's 10 out of 10 a raven skull, but
I
hilarious
like
that you
it better
think-
got
as
a
a
lot of
little
little-
mouse.
I mean, she's still a cat killing birds, Like she's got them. She's collecting that.
Did you
That
know?
one might
do you
be
know
it.
how many fucking birds feral cats kill? A
9 a
year?
night.
A billion. A billion cats, a billion birds are killed by cats a year. That's
Yeah, not
insane.
last thing I read said every cat kills 9 things a night. Per night.
Birds alone. A
That
billion feral
can't be
cats.
right. My cats have killed nothing.
Do they get out of your
cats
house?
aren't feral.
Yeah, do they leave the house ever?
Hey, look,
I don't.
it's Jordan.
It's Jordan. Look at his smile.
Look
He
at him.
knows that he killed a guy.
He's so proud of himself.
He should be.
That shield's so big.
It's necessary.
Where's
Listen,
Clep?
the tower shield is one of the coolest shields in the game because you just basically go, I hide behind it.
And then
it
no
works.
offense, but this is the most boring section of the book. It is no art for days, just abilities laid out in the most dull way possible.
Yes.
Literally no
But they're
art, literally
useful.
nothing.
They're
It's
useful,
it's
those
super important to the
abilities.
game.
So important.
Another
So,
criticism, like I
so
said,
important.
it gives you a lot of choice and power and cool abilities, but it does feel like fourth edition, where you basically need power cards, and I would recommend that for this game, in fact, because power cards are a good way to do it.
Power cards are cool.
Power cards are
I think
cool.
I think that it's really cool, but yeah, I could definitely see getting sort of bogged down here if you're not careful. Luckily enough,
This
most
is a lot.
things-
This is the part of of character creation where I kind of glassed over, and I was like, oh no, this is going to be hard to like read and choose what I want to be. Because also, when you make your character without knowing what you can do, I don't know where to start. Right? Like, what do I want to make? I don't even know what to pick from. You know, it was
Yes.
rough.
In the first version of the book, I actually read all of that. I
Oh
read
my
the
God.
whole first version, everything there, and it was a slog, but I did it. And
I don't recommend that. If you're
Yeah.
playing, just pick an archetype that you have in your mind, and then skip to whatever feels right, and just pick some stuff. Maybe you don't get the right thing first off, and you'll do better with your next character.
honestly, I recommend literally when
Just
you
go for it.
go one
Pre-made.
level at a time. That's it.
Pre-made's good.
Go
Yeah.
one level at a time. That's my
Don't
advice
plan
from
ahead.
somebody who's played
Don't
it.
plan
Don't
ahead.
plan ahead.
It's too much.
Go one level at a time. If you're an old school like Pathfinder or third edition player, you might run into the idea of like, what do you mean don't plan ahead? I've got to. No, don't. Don't bother. You were already
Yeah.
punishing yourself in both of those editions. So in both of those games, don't punish yourself more. You don't need it.
Anyone who played the also this is super helpful on that line of thought is they've added in talent stack charts so you can like follow the line and figure out what
Love
you need
that.
to get. Yeah, that wasn't in the play tests, which this not that it matters because at level 1 you're only going to take the first thing on the list, right?
At level
But
1, you won't even take any in there because those are berserker
Yeah,
talent stacks.
exactly. Yeah,
So you
but
just
still.
have to go straight past all of this at level 1 because all of those were all class based, and you don't get a class at level 1.
Yeah. Actually, they need this sort of a list for everything that has a stack essentially because there were stacks that you can get into at level 1.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
but once again you are taking the first thing in any of those, so you don't really need to know about it yet.
Right. Don't
But these
plan
are
ahead.
helpful. Ooh, look
Back
at
to
the
the
Archmage
idea,
stack. It's so
don't plan
carefully organized compared to the others. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Tome Wizard. Fucking go down the list, bud. just go down that list.
Just go down the list of Tome Wizard. Just fucking, it's a straight line. No worries here.
Hey everybody, if you don't want to think about what class and your
Hey,
picks,
bud, go
we
back
know
to
which ones to
Oracle's-
go. Oracle?
Go back to Oracle and look at the track that I think you want to go on, and look how confusing it could be.
Oh, this one? I'm not doing Elementalist.
No, the Elementalist is
Oh, you're talking
is
about
the most branched.
Portent?
The Druid track,
Druid, yeah.
where it's like it
I'm not doing- I'm-
crisscrosses, or
Not doing the Druid tract.
which track did you did you?
I went with Portent, I believe.
Oh, Portent's relatively easy. It's probably the easiest of the Oracle tracks.
Yeah. I
Mm,
think that's the one I
kinda
went with.
easiest. Well, I don't know if you even could start a track yet, honestly.
Technically, you just pick one of these things.
Yeah.
I think. Well, maybe it was guide. I don't remember what I picked anymore.
It's on your
We'll
character
worry about
sheet,
that
hopefully.
later.
I like how
I
simple
love that they're-
Pugilist is. Pugilist, you could choose
Where is
the
it?
first
Oh yeah.
two, and you're just great. It gets a little
Go down.
complicated when you get into wrestling. Martial arts is where things get crazy. Oh, rogue. Look at all those. Jesus, rogue gets 2? Oh, that's ranger. Sorry, ranger's complicated. Rogue is also complicated.
Yeah, no, Ranger. There's Ranger here. We look at Hunter. That one's wild. That one
Yeah.
looks like you can really make a weird boy there.
Sure can.
Wilderness track. That one looks fun. The contract.
Yeah, just be a con. Just con people
Just be a con with contracts.
with contracts.
Hey, sign this contract for me. Tinkerer. I like that there's a simple one on like every list. It's like, hey, you don't want to think? Pick this guy.
Here you go. Here's the track for you. Think not. Here you go. The Troubadour even has a jester track for you. Look at that.
Hey,
It
yeah,
kind of blends with the encore track, so you got to be careful.
interesting. That's different. Tome Keeper. All right, I should probably try to. It's always fun to try to build a character you're playing in something else in another system. I should try to, because I did build Weasel for Pathfinder 2 when we were looking at Pathfinder 2.
Yeah.
I should try to build him in Mythcraft.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just a second here. Keep talking. Hey,
Ye-
Henry, I'm only talking to you right now.
Beep boop.
Oh, actually, on the stream. So let me stop
Witch.
talking to the stream.
I kind of want to play a witch. I don't know why. Yeah, their magic system is wild. I'm looking forward to playing more with it.
What's that?
The magic system in general, like how it works, is it's pretty neat.
All right, yeah, the magic system. I fucking love the magic system. Honestly, I think the magic system here is super neat. Oh, zealot. I think and like you said, this art for the different runes. Loved that. Loved the when you right at the beginning of the magic chapter.
I'm I'm scrolling through everything because I'm just
Scroll.
seeing if there's anything worth.
There's no
'Cause I
more
think we
art
may have
today.
kind of hit the end. Yeah, like I said, once you get past that part,
Yeah,
all the art goes away. It's less visually stimulating, which is critiques on your shit, guys. Spread the art out. You don't have to put it all up in the front.
Yeah, put a little
You
more
you
art
can
throughout it.
show me a dude getting hit with a fireball.
Ooh,
Come on.
actually, go to page 352.
I do love all the way that the magic works in this system. I won't go into
Hold on, I
explaining
found art.
it, but I do think it's fucking killer.
The cat found the magic blade.
The cat found the magic blade. He knows all. I also like the change between Feywild to Everwild. Not
Sure.
it's just like it's stupid and it's silly, but I like it. I like I think
Eh,
it kind of describes it better to me.
When I was first reading the book, I felt like a lot of the changes felt very kind of like we're just trying not to get sued name changes. But then I realized that is sort of the spirit of the game. Like it's just like we're just gonna put all the things we love, and yes, we're gonna change names, and I'm actually come around on it, where it's nice. It feels good because it's familiar but different. You know,
Right.
You're not trying to hide what it is, so you can still come in with the things you like. You said 352.
Yes.
Ferrari.
I will also briefly talk about how flushed out this equipment is. Everything from animals to siege weapons. They've got everything for you. Stationary gear, not which is not stuff to write on, in case that's what you were thinking. It's it's stuff that doesn't move. Um,
Well, that's confusing.
but yeah, like toolkits, the whole fucking shebang. It describes what all the toolkits have in them, and you don't have to worry about what the toolkit does, because you probably have talents that help you with those toolkits. Probably have like a
Yeah, I know.
job.
It's a good book. I like the book. I like the new art. I
Vehicles,
like
clothing and services,
vehicles.
encumbrance.
Mythcraft has been fun. I am looking forward to playing more.
Definitely.
Are you gonna? So you're gonna MC for us a little longer?
So yes, what I'll say is moving forward, getting into that a little bit. Moving forward, as we keep this train going, I definitely am gonna MC for a little while longer. We did briefly discuss, for anybody who maybe caught it on stream or anybody who knows us, there is discussions about doing the old MC swatch. switch at some point. Um, but for now, I'm gonna take us at least at minimum to level 3. I might even take us all the way to level 5. Just say, yo, fuck it, let's go. Um, and just kind of like just to play around and have fun. I can get more used to the system in that way, get a little bit more familiarity with maybe the world before throwing everything I've done so far at uh, sorry, that's
Service is terrible at the tavern.
services. Gosh, we'll get there. We're working on it. All right.
We're not used to having people.
Yeah,
You know, it's
we don't
very
have.
much like the old Tinder box.
Yeah. Um, I eventually once I've felt like we've gone far enough, I'm just gonna bundle up all of the things I've learned and throw it at Jay and let Jay give it a shot, because Jay is a forever DM by choice, unlike some of you out there who are forever DMs because you're the only person who read the book. And listen, I understand your pain. Um, I chose to be the only person that read this book. And so, in that way, being able to hand it off to Jay, who likes reading the book anyway, will be
Yeah.
great. But
Now that the book is more enjoyable to read, I will probably do a more thorough read through. And also, there's a DM's guide now, and I can't wait to look at that.
yeah,
I won't look at it till you are done MCing, because I worry sometimes about getting a you know
right, getting a
different mindset.
yeah,
You know,
no, absolutely.
sometimes peeking behind the curtain can really mess up the gameplay as a PC.
It definitely can from time to time. You got to have really good players to know that, like, sometimes that. And I think we're pretty good about that. I often give you guys a little quick sneaky peek what's under the trench coat. And
It's watches.
nobody's pressed charges yet, so that's great. Um, but briefly, what I'll do is, as I am going to keep running, I'll just give you guys a couple little fun facts about the world. Right, I already explained that there's a whole timeline and everything. Here's another interesting one. So all of the world that is built, or that is in the MC that you guys know, the only part you know is one continent on the entirety of Ansera, and that is Gathandia. Gathandia is the biggest continent, and it is the most explorable region. It has, I think it's 46 different nations in it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's got a lot.
Hold on. That's like 45 more than one.
Yeah, I know. Hard to believe. Hard to believe, but they're there. And it gives you a little breakdown of each one of them. So I think that's fucking killer. But gosh, if you
It's too
wanted
many.
to just know about the world, you're gonna have to
It's
read.
too many. Nope, too many.
Read.
Nope. No, I'll just ask my MC questions
Yeah,
until he's tired of answering them.
I'll answer them for a while at least.
Hmm.
Um,
What's that? Where are we? Are we there
wait,
yet?
what's that? Tell me
How
more
far?
about it.
How far is the next town? What's it called?
Okay,
What's his name?
so how I would like to, if you guys are keen to this idea,
Uh-huh.
uh, wrap up, I guess,
Yeah,
would
we
be
only.
to
I plan
go.
for us to only be on for about 20 more minutes. So, 20-minute heads up, everybody.
Uh, what's your next? Not race.
Lineage, lineage.
Um, lineage. What is your next lineage?
Hmm. You
Because
know,
I don't know if when we do the MC swap, if Jay is gonna keep our characters alive.
if you want to keep them, you can keep playing them. But if you also want to change them, go for it. Is what I would do.
Uh,
If you really are in love with your character, like, go for it.
yeah, I think when we originally discussed it, I think the convenience of doing the MC swap was that I've already made a character, and I'll be keeping my character up to date with all of your guys' characters, so it'll be really easy for me to just go, and then
Mm.
his character gets NPC'd, much like Jarrus's, and we can move forward like that. It's very easy, smooth as far as transition goes if we want to go that way. But that'll be entirely up to. I guess we'll sort of take a vote when that comes to see what people are thinking. But I'll answer this question right at the gate because I already did on stream and everything. I'm going Troll King.
You know, yeah, you know what? I was gonna push and say that I would love for Jeff to play something other than Jarrus. I think he should make something new to try out. You know, something else. There's a lot in this box of toys, and
That is very true.
yeah,
I agree. So maybe just a fresh start then, because I don't think I
yeah.
would
If
want
you
to
want,
keep Klep. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Klep, but I want to play around with it more.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then I will really take us to level 5 for sure because that'll feel like the first 5 levels is a good place to like start to be like, yeah, that's great. I don't know if Jay
I
will want to start back from the beginning or not. I do not care either
it,
way.
I'm not prepared to GM anything else, but I'm gonna pitch this so that I can think about it if you agree to it. If we're gonna run this and it's still playtest and we're still very much trying to like check out this world and try out all as much
It
different shit as we
definitely
can,
won't
right?
still be playtest by then. It will have
No, no,
released.
we will be playtesting this
Yes.
game essentially. It will
Yes,
be new
yes.
to us. It will be exploring this game system, getting into the combat, doing stuff. There's a type of game people call like a guild like a an adventurers guild game, and you make more than one PC. And when you guys go on an adventure, you take a job, you pick the PCs you want to play, and you go do the quest. And then when you get back, you can pick a new one, you know, for the next adventure or whatever. And that might be a fun way to do it. You guys could all make 2 or 3 guys to really
Um,
kind of try
Almost
out
an
some stuff.
amnesia kind of style.
Not really amnesia. You just have a selection, so you don't have to feel like you are
You don't feel
committed to
locked in.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less about the building of each individual character's interpersonal stuff and more about trying out a different set of abilities. You guys can remake the party makeup and everything for each adventure and stuff like that.
Uh, I think that would be really interesting. You know me though. Jay specifically knows me, and every character gets my time and attention, even the ones that I know are supposed to be short term.
I expect that, but I also kind of like the idea because then the RP is in the framework of the mission of the adventure itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we can have like we could even do downtime eps where all your characters interact however you wanted to or whatever. But
Yeah.
like the game itself would be to really focus on getting out into the world and adventuring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do an
Yeah,
adventurer's guild.
Yeah.
I I share that with you, Jay, though, or Jeff, that I can't just throw a character together and then be like, yeah, that'll do. I
Sure,
like
you don't have
Jay
to do that, but
Jay for the one off that he did, my Nivens McTwisp. I put thought into that boy.
yeah,
Like I was messaging Jay, he's like, dude, it's a one off.
you calm down. Yeah, you're gonna be playing for 2 hours maybe.
Yes. And here's the deal. Jay
I am
already
used to
knows what
that
that's
though.
like because
Yeah,
me and Ryan are the same way. Me and Ryan both
yeah.
always come like, yeah, I got like a backstory worked out. I got like he's like, why? What
And
what is the
why are you worried about that? It's never gonna happen. Like it's not gonna come out in the set.
Yeah, I just have it. I don't know. I just built it. I built a whole character. That's what we did. Yeah.
And I'll say this:
There's nothing that makes
Mythcraft
Ryan
and
freak out more than being like, quickly make a character.
the character creation system of Mythcraft in general is really gonna lean toward, oh, I've got this whole concept for a dude. If you make 3 dudes, they're probably gonna be very fleshed out guys. And
Yes.
I'm not saying that you guys have to start with 3 characters when we begin. We could just make a thing where it's like it's just if you want to try something else, you make a new guy. He's just in the guild. Everybody knows him. You know, he's been around this whole time.
Yeah.
Bring him in. You know, I like it too because then you can RP that character and you can get to know that character. What like you get different conversations. You can do the culture thing where the conversation that wouldn't necessarily come up with one set of characters when you guys swap characters out, you have a new set of conversations. You know, which is
Yeah.
another way
It's
that
a great way to
it's can be
explore the
fun.
world in
Yes.
in just description of characters. And I think that You know, once there's already like if you go to the Kickstarter, there's a full version of the whole world map, which is crazy. But like um, once you kind of get some understanding of like some of the places, you might want to know where you're from. You might want to, all that stuff. It's all in the Mythcrafters Guide. Like I
Mhm.
said, 46 nations. You want to? I'll go into just kind of how deep this gets. It's got 46 nations.
Can't even count that high.
It's got 6 planes of existence already built into the game. There are
It's kind
uh,
of small,
there are
actually.
I've only ever been on one plane.
there are
I've
like
been a few planes, Southwest, Delta.
already built into the game. There's a bunch of uh, international guilds, including like crime syndicates. There's types of guilds, and there's a bunch of them. There's crime syndicates. There's magical guilds. There's mercenary organizations. There's mundane guilds. There's
So
performing troops. There's
the MC book for this particular game, right? The DM's guide or whatever. It's a campaign setting book for the most part.
it's got
A
everything you need.
lot of campaign setting.
There's so chapter 10 is all. I love this too. This is one of the things that I think is really great. They state it right out the gate in the beginning of your MC book. It's like, here's what all the chapters are for. Here's what they do. Hold on. Let me scroll up to the top and I'll explain to you what the chapters are for.
I will say
You want to
though,
do you want to share your window instead, or here maybe I can pull it up.
Let's see.
I will say though, for as far as my next character goes, I am stuck between Raiden and Remnant.
Radine.
And you're muted, Jeff.
Radine.
I have a creatures compendium, but not a Mythcraft guide.
Yeah, it's right there. You're passing over.
It's just playtest. Okay, I was looking for a PDF like the other one.
Yeah. So, oh, let me make it visible again.
So you're a Mythcrafter.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
So right out the gate, it has the using this book section, which is in chapter 1. Also, one of the things I like is it even covers what you should do in a session 0. Again, it really helps you along every bit of the path. But in the using this book section, it tells you what each chapter is for. Chapter 2 offers tools for designing NPCs of all kinds. From simple merchants to world conquering villains. Chapter 3 suggests different types of long term campaigns and provides a few tools for considering your campaign as a whole and breaking it down into manageable adventure arcs. Chapter 4 provides information for running social encounters and exploration encounters. It also has guidelines and designs for skill challenges that you can use in either
Chapter
situation.
4.
Chapter 5 includes detailed guidelines for designing balanced or unfair combat encounters and what you want to consider when doing so. Chapter 6 provides a handful of threats and dangers beyond simple combat, such as poisons, siege equipment, disease, and debilitating injuries, which I think is a great thing to add in. Debilitating injuries. A lot of people homebrew that kind of shit. The fact that it's in the book, killer. Um, Chapter 7 offers a horde of magical items and some pointers for designing your own. Chapter 8 offers
Fantastic.
tables of mechanisms for customizing your monsters or designing your own creatures to terrify your players. Right there in the book, how you customize them, how you make them your own. Love that. Chapter 9 is lore focused. That's the big one. That's got
There we go.
all the shits. It's
How
got,
many pages does this book say it has?
oh gosh, I don't know. Many.
221. It's actually fairly small for a DM guide.
That's fair. Yeah, it's actually
For all the
fair.
stuff that they're putting in there.
Absolutely. Chapter 10 contains a short, fully developed adventure. Don't look at chapter 10.
Jesus.
Chapter 10 is what I'm going to put you guys through. Then it's got 3 appendices.
Damn, man, I'm still scrolling the table of contents through chapter 9. That is a lot of world.
Yeah.
All right.
It has 3
They got names.
Uh, contains numerous tables that you can use to quickly generate random NPCs, giving them a name and very basic personality. Appendix B has complex lists of skills that heroes might learn.
Shut the fuck up. I'm making an NPC.
And Appendix C has a few quick reference guides and important rules to help speed up the flow of combat, which is fucking killer. And in fact, I wanted to go to Appendix C because I want to look at action points a little bit more to see if they have sorted out what you can do with your reactive action
All
points a
right.
bit better.
So far, my NPC holds to traditions, is creative. He's driven by creativity, and he's a physically incapable of making eye contact instead of looking slightly past someone. Character type: he's a well-intentioned but naive figure who was overly simplistic solutions to complex problems. This guy's really coming together. We got ourselves like a little artificer guy. All right,
Yeah.
where do you want me to go?
I've
Appendix C?
I'm already looking at Appendix C, and I was looking to see if they fleshed out the what you can do with reactive AP more. Uh, as far as I can tell, the answer is no. uh,
Do they have death saves?
no, death use death points still work the same as they did before.
So AP, you gotta unlock new abilities with your level ups. That's how you use it.
Yeah, it seems as though reactive AP they still don't specify what you can do with it. That's probably something I'm definitely going to go into.
I'm sticking with they do tell you, and it's whatever you can do. It's
Right,
just you're doing it on somebody else's turn.
right, and only a finite amount of your AP
Yeah,
becomes rolls over.
reactive.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't. I think the point is that they don't tell you what you can do because it's not really restricted like that. It's not like, oh, you just make attacks of opportunity. No, it's what can you do?
right.
How much AP does it cost? Can you afford it? Do it. You do it.
Yeah. Did you use all of your AP already? If so, no, you can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I honestly super love
Most
that.
of the time. Most of the time, I used up all of my AP. I was really like, there's not a lot to go around.
I mean, a good for instance is like if you have two reactive AP, you can hit the dodge maneuver. Just
Mhm.
boom, there you
There you
go.
go.
Or if somebody's running by you and you have two, you can hit the trip maneuver. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Yeah, I think I think that that is a great way to look at it, and it is probably a lot of fun if you do it that way. Um, I the only reason I ask or I'm curious about it is because it is the only situation in which they are a little less than explicit, and I think that if you're covering sort of a new way to do things, being explicit about things is not a bad
Yeah.
way to be.
I think the only reason we don't understand is because we're assuming you can't do much because we come from games that don't allow you to. But it seems like it's just open. That's why they don't like. What do we need to explain? We said you have action points, right? Use them.
Yeah, use them however you want
Yeah.
as a reaction. Do it, fucking
Yeah.
pussy.
You've got reactive AP. Interrupt your friend's turn. Be a dick about it.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Decide you want to hit the dude right now.
Yeah,
You
he's
didn't
he's
on your
about to get
turn,
the.
but you do
Hey
now.
DM, he's about to get the final blow, right? Yeah, I'd like to use my reactive AP. I want to hit him. I
I'd like to use my
want to hit the
reactive
dude.
AP and go
I want to
first.
hit. I want to hit the bad guy first. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna use my reactive AP to trip him.
I want to use
You're
my
All right.
nowhere
reactive
near
AP to
him.
be a kill stealing whore. Can I do that?
Mm,
Thank you.
you kill stealing fucktard. Um. Yeah. So that's it. That's Mythcraft. We had a lot of fun with it. We're gonna keep having a lot of fun with it. It sounds like we're down to keep playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I have a question
Yes,
because you know me. I am
a man with questions.
well. I'm also like Ulvin, and I love working out of my own world. Do we want to learn the world of Mythcraft, or do we want to build our own to play Mythcraft in?
So, I was thinking for at first at least because we are also like presenting this to people and for my
Sure.
ease and potentially even for your ease, we just play it out of the book. We just learn the world because that will at the end of the day make things so much easier. They have it built out. It gives us an opportunity. I personally think that if if I continue to really like this system, because so far I liked it on principle, I've run it a little bit. I really like some of the stuff, the way it plays, but we're
Mhm.
still so young
It's
in our
real. Yeah,
experience.
it's real. They say there's things I like. There's things that like, but I don't know how it's gonna hold up over once you level up. Right.
Right,
It might come unraveled once when everybody dumps too many points into AP and they can go too many times on their turn.
right. And I mean, honestly, I think that if we really wanted to absolutely test it out, after I get a little
when
run and you get a little run, maybe we just go, hey, try to make a max level character. Give everybody like 2 weeks to
when
try.
uh, when Klep dumps all their points into their coordination, it becomes Blender Coon, and it's just like Blender Coon, are you done stabbing the bad guy so we can go now?
Blender Coon.
Never.
You've stabbed him 8 times. Yes, and I have 8 AP
Um,
left. Leave me
Joke's
alone.
on you. Clip doesn't stab.
No,
That's right. He a bonker
He
now.
whaps.
he
He a
whaps.
bonker.
He
Whap. He whap.
he'd be doing that whap.
You call him Cardi B because he be whapping.
He'd be whapping.
Gundar is the only one that bonks.
Gundar bonks and Klep waps. I should
I
say.
I I, I bonk. My dude bonks. He's got a bonker and he's got a bopper. He's got a little plant that bops you in the face.
You can't bonk. Bonk is
I've got a
trademarked.
bonk. I've got a bonker.
It's a trademark bonker. It's been a bonker for all of existence. If you have a bonker, you can bonk. That's just the way it works.
Yeah,
You have stick,
like
stick, go bonk. That's the rules.
if it's any consolation, it is lowercase bonk.
What are you
Yes.
talking about, Jay? Bonk is a magical spell.
I know. I do know what you're speaking of, but that's capital B bonk.
Yeah. We're
What
talking
I'm doing is a
lowercase b bonk.
lowercase bonk. Yeah,
Okay, that makes a huge
a
difference.
bonker. You know.
I was gonna say,
bonkology, the study of bonk. He,
Yeah.
she, they bonk.
Yeah. I am not an arcanist. I do not know the spell.
I bonk, you bonk, he, she, we bonk.
Exactly.
We all bonk.
Um, I, but just to
Do the
finish,
bonk away.
just to finish with, Jay's question. I think we could play it out of the book for a little while. If I
Sure.
do end up liking this setting as much, not the setting, this system as much as I think I might, I will probably not switch over any of the games I'm already playing. Well, I'll consider switching over any of the games I'm already
I'm
playing.
open. You gotta talk to the other people, but I'm open. I'll
Yeah.
play whatever. I don't give a shit.
But I would definitely start running games in this system far more frequently if I end up liking it, and in that situation, it would be building out more worlds for it, because that's what you do. You become familiar with the way it works, and then you build your own. You say, "Fuck your world. I want to build my own
I
world with
I've been
blackjack
playing
and
in my own world for
polkas."
so long. I'm just gonna fucking port it.
Of course you are. And honestly, if you end up liking this, I know we've talked about this, and this is going to be some real behind the scenes stuff for anybody who's on the stream. Uh, we've talked about for the next campaign that our podcast happens to hit, you'd probably change systems. And,
Mhm.
if this system ends up being super cool, and
Do
this
have a
could be
new
an option.
contender for that, but yeah, no, this is an option. I looked at Pathfinder 2. I kind of like the way Pathfinder 2 looks. This one is neat. I don't know. There's also a new contender, apparently a thing called Advanced 5e, which is not Hasbro run, but is still very close to 5th edition, which would be an easy thing to change to. There's options. There's
And if we're
full
talking
shit.
about contenders for like high ranking systems, as far as being systems that people really like and that might work really well, we still have yet to see what's coming from the people at Critical Role, or what's it? Something
Oh yeah,
Press. Oh gosh,
Candle, isn't it Candle something?
Dungeons and Daddies.
no.
They don't have a system yet, but I would play that. I'd play the shit out of that.
It- There's no rules in
I
that
do,
system. They don't play with any rules ever.
I do have the deck of daddy things. So
Ooh. Um. So.
That's cool.
yeah, I was subscribed to the Patreon for a while, so I got the deck of daddy things.
What card do I get, Jay?
Okay, hold on. Hey, you go ahead and start wrapping us up, Jeff.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure
I'll say this. I'll just
How many
finish
do you
up.
draw?
I'll finish up Critical Role, the people in Critical Role, including Matt Mercer and
Three?
whatever their thing is called, are about to release their own system that will undoubtedly be a huge competitor. The Jester,
What does it do?
Keep talking. Don't fucking stop.
which will undoubtedly be a huge competitor, is about to come out, and we'll see kind of what that. Maybe we'll see what that has to offer too. That's a lot of fun for the future as far as TTRPGs. I think the future of TTRPGs is bright, and I can't wait to see what really shakes up the world and makes Hasbro reconsider everything they're doing. That bright.
You either gain 10,000 experience or you can draw 2 more cards. Maybe just take the XP though.
Maybe.
I promise you that's a level up. You take the XP or you're drawing 5 cards.
I'll take the XP.
Yeah.
Smart choice. Boring choice, but smart.
Oh, flip it around. It's upside down.
I can't see it anyway.
It's very tiny. You got Father Knows Best.
Ooh.
These are both my cards as of right now. The Jester and Father Knows Best. You kidding me?
Where's Father? Father Knows Best. You recall knowledge gained from watching an episode of a documentary series many years ago, which of course makes you an expert. After describing to the party that the documentary you watched was, this card gives you permanent advantage on any checks dealing with the subject matter of said documentary.
That's funny.
All right. So
This
far,
sounds
so
very
good.
accurate.
That's funny.
So far, so good.
All right, hold on. This will be the last card, and then we'll hit the outro. Can't read it.
You're my real dad.
Whoa. Tell me.
You're
why
my
I'm your
real dad says,
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy. I'll be your daddy. Where is it? They're in a weird order. Sorry. What?
What?
Where is it? It's not even in here. You're my real dad.
Yep. I'm your
It's
Huckle
just
Daddy.
telling you.
I'll be your Huckle Daddy. Hey,
You're my
actually,
real dad.
for this.
All players must refer to the DM as daddy for the foreseeable future, even out of game. The first player who fails to do this will lose a full character level. After this, the player need no longer refer to the DM as daddy. Well, thank you, Daddy, for running us through Mythcraft so far.
You're welcome.
It's been a great time.
I'm your Huckle Daddy. All right. So for everybody out there who has been watching, I hope you did enjoy this little dive, this little introspective look into the game that we will continue playing. I hope to be able to do our next session and have a little fun with it and explore. I'll probably take some time away and help these guys flesh out some backstory for their characters now that I have all the information I need to do that. Moving forward, can't wait to see that. I'll just quickly tell you what else we do on this channel. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe or follow or whatever. We're doing a bunch of TTRPG content, including No Dice, which might get changed. It might have some change ups here in the future, so look for that. We talked about it on the last episode of No Dice, how we may do something different on our No Dice days. Please keep your eyes peeled. Trust me, that'll be a lot of fun if we do it. As well as the Wacko Mundo stream, which I do the Wednesdays that we don't do No Dice. And we still have the hanging in the air once a month game, which could become anything at this point. It's Schrodinger's game. We don't really know exactly what we're doing, but we might do something really fun with it. So that could happen. Keep a lookout for the potentially the ever apparent potentiality of Sunday Fun Days returning with me playing Baldur's Gate with whoever the fuck wants to play with me, and moreover, keep tuning in, keep the buzz going if you can. Pass it to your friends. Tell them they're a lot of fun here. I'm gonna let the rest of these guys explain kind of what they're doing and what you should look out for them. We're gonna start with our man Henry.
I'm Henry. I'm not even gonna throw my handle out there. I don't stream anymore. You can catch me here on No Dice and Wackamundo, or not Wackamundo. Oh my gosh, Mythcraft. Mythcraft Country. I don't know how I messed that up.
Do you have a social media handle that you want to tell people? at all? Do you want people to bother you online?
Do you have an X?
I mean, do I have an
Do you,
X? Yeah, I've got a
yeah.
lot of them, and they
Do you
won't leave me
have an
alone.
Do
Do
they
you
live
have an
in Texas?
OnlyFans?
I do have an OnlyFans.
Do
See,
you have a
fucking
feet
plug it.
finder? Tell them what
I
you
do not have a feet finder. I know I've been discussing making a
It's
feet
like
finder.
it's free money, Henry. Like, come on. It's like
It's
It's
a
free
it's,
real
easiest-
estate.
whoa! It's a tease for his upcoming feet finder.
oh shit.
Oh.
Everybody's that's gonna get fucking hacked and just spread across the internet now.
But yeah, you can find me on OnlyFans under the name. I don't know if I should say it. Screw it.
Say it.
My name's Mike.
Nice.
Okay.
That's the
Now
name.
you
My
know it.
name's Mike.
My name's Mike. Look for his OnlyFans.
My name's
My name's Mike. You can follow him there. Pay him for I don't know what kind of content, but he's got it, and you can go find it there. Let's throw. To...
That was a joke, Twitch. We're not actually supporting OnlyFans, even though it's dope.
One.
My name's Mike.
Listen, I'm not supporting OnlyFans, but if you have one, like, it's a thing. Anyways, OnlyFans isn't only for porn. Moving on, Patreon content. We have that.
They don't,
Go look
they
at
don't
our
like the
Patreon.
word here. They get really weird about it.
We
Apparently,
have-
there's children on Twitch.
Well,
Imagine that.
We have a Patreon too. Check us out towards the Tavern of Patreon. We also have a coffee. Go buy us a coffee. I'm going to let the granddaddy of Torchlit himself, the progenitor of Torchlit, the Torchlit daddy of all daddies, tell us a little bit more about himself.
Hurry up, Sonny. I gotta get to napping.
Tell us more about Torchlit other than this.
Takes so goddamn long to get to my part.
Introducing the one, the only, Jameson Oxford.
Huh?
Wake up!
Yeah, my name's Jameson Oxford. I apparently am the granddaddy of this because I was, I guess,
Because
out of this
I'm your
group. I
daddy.
guess,
So therefore,
I mean, yeah, you are daddy. I've been playing D&D the longest, I think.
And I'm
actually,
the
like that
sweet
seems like a
baby
fair
boy.
thing to say. Anyway, I got them to do a podcast at one point. They regret it to this day, so much so that he started a Twitch stream. But you should check out the podcast where it all begins.
both.
Beginnings.
Began.
We are on the second campaign. We're like
Begun.
35 episodes in. To that, it is really good. Henry has vouched for it. We're very proud of it. I'm very proud of the story we're telling. We spend a lot of time editing it, making something that's orally pleasing, something that tells a good story. And on top of that, Ryan, who plays with us, also does sound design, adds sound effects and music, and
Don't say that.
It really comes
it's
together.
it's very good.
Don't
Go check
say
it out. We're proud of
orally
it.
Pleasing.
Aurally pleasing.
Orally.
You nasty boy. The
like,
the oral pleasure is on the aforementioned site. Go check it out. We're Torchlit Tavern. If you type in Torchlit Tavern into anything, you'll find us. We have a website. We're on Podbean, Spotify, all the things. We are not hard to find. Go check it out. It helps us a lot. And if you do like anything we do, whether it's this or the podcast, please go check out our Patreon and our Ko-Fi, as he said. Money helps. Tipping here is all well and good, but it doesn't have benefits beyond tipping us. If you go to the Patreon, there are extra things that you have access to. Little bits of lore from my game world, extra episodes here and there, goof reels, stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor.
Character. You could name a character.
Yeah, you can. If you support me, you end up being. I will name an NPC, whatever you want it to represent, sort of your avatar in my world, and they can be a good guy,
part of the world.
or not so permanent, because you can also be a villain and try to kill the heroes.
Okay, Jay. I know the name.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
He has recently subscribed.
He's gonna name
What do you
drop right
got?
now, live on stream.
You know that if you do it here, it's canon because we can't take it back.
It can't be taken back.
I don't know if I can, because I don't know if all of this information is known.
Do you want me to close the stream and then you say it, or do you want to say it live on stream? You choose.
I'll say it live on stream.
Go.
I want to name it Jeffrey Lisk.
Okay.
Villain.
Villain.
Jeffrey Lisk.
Villain Jeffrey
I
Lisk.
asked you to reach into your potential of creativity, and I'm not gonna lie, you did it.
He nailed it. Yeah, nailed
You
it.
did it.
He got it.
That's hilarious. If you
All right.
if you listen to the podcast, you do actually already know my real name. So
I
guess,
thought so, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
no,
he's
not too worried about
I
it.
haven't given a nom de plume for that, and I could change it now, but like it's still in all the old episodes. So who the fuck cares?
It's kind of hard to undo that.
Yep.
All right, everybody, look forward to meeting Inquisitor Lisk in the future.
Gosh, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to kill myself. Anyways, so
Not
thank
everybody gets that kind of therapy.
That's the shit you got to pay for, but luckily enough, I didn't. So thank you once again for joining me and the rest of us on Mythcraft Country. We can't wait to see you next time. And until then, just remember, tell good stories.
Tell good stories, you son of a bitch. We love
Black
you.
powder.
Black powder.
Ad break in 20 seconds, and I'll be damned if we're going to hit it.